everyone, and welcome to this, the 18th session of Perils and Possibilities. I almost said something else then. A Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition chronicle set in the fictional realm of Elite. With me today is...
Hi, I'm Dean. I'm playing Draenag of Clan Briarheart. He is a forest gnome and a moon druid.
Hello, I'm Harry. I'm playing Gwyn Tegged Valentine IV, for as far as I know he's going to be alive for. He is a noble barbarian Path of the Fractured.
Hello, I'm Callum, and I'm playing Valkyria Doriu, who is our resident warlock with the Pact of the Archfey, also an Asimar.
Hi, I'm James, and I am taking back Cassian Vesidrus III, our human soul knife rogue.
And hi, I'm Josh. I'm relinquishing control over Cassian Vesidrus III and playing Digala, the elven open-handed monk.
Did a good job juggling two characters. Such a hectic combat.
It was very easy.
Yeah,
All right, then I'll rein in my compliment.
Sneak attack. All you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we need to check even more characters out. So yeah, apologies. I was almost saying legend. Reminiscing. So difficult combats bring back memories. Welcome back, everyone, to this one. If anyone's managed to watch the VOD or join us like last, bit of a combative session. Welcome back to James joining us again, and everyone did really well. So interesting finish, and we do have a few announcements before we jump over to the monologue, which the G is very likely.
So yes, a couple of quick announcements to mention. There is a slight feedback on our video call at the very least. If that's coming through on the stream, we do apologise, but we'll try and figure it out as the stream goes along. Although actually it sounds already instantly much better, which is lovely. And as we say, all the VODs go out on Wednesdays, 5 PM GMT. We stream every Sunday, 12... Is it 12 PM? Midday? I can never remember.
Yeah.
12 till 4.
12 till 4, yeah. 12 PM till 4 PM GMT. It seems strange that it's 12 PM then 1 PM.
I hate it.
I can never wrap my head around it. I prefer just going 1200 to 1600. You know, military time sort of things.
24-hour clocks are much better.
Oh god, yeah. There's no complicatedness there. And that's pretty much it from me. I mean, depending on what happens today, if there is a potential level up or if we lose characters, there might be a little bonus stream if we're doing bastions or if someone needs to, make a new character. We never know. So there may be something extra going out this week. If not, we'll be back again obviously next week at 12 o'clock. That's everything from me. Callum.
Yes, just the usual, guys. The Rogues Retreat, we are still partnered with them. Big thank you to them again, obviously, for sticking with us through all the trials and tribulations that we've had recently, especially in regards to the studio and everything like that. But they are a wonderful little company. They got all sorts of little dice, little pins, badges, everything that you could kind of want just for your D&D campaign. They're already a really, really good price, but if you do want to get a little bit of an additional discount, it is code PERILS at the checkout for an additional 10% off. But go and check them out, perils.co.uk. Not perils.co.uk, I wish we had that domain. theroguesretreat.co.uk. It'll be obviously down in the sort of description and on the screen as well.
They also do dice jails, which is relevant for...
Yeah, I've still got mine somewhere, actually. It's up there.
Yeah,
for all those pesky natural ones on your saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was rough.
And speaking of domains, Dean, could you tell us about a certain domain, please?
Yes, so we do have a Discord, and if you go to perils.uk, that'll redirect you straight to our Discord. We chat a lot on there. We're very active, but we don't just talk about the show. We also post pictures of art projects we're doing. I posted a picture of a cake that I was baking for work recently. I posted quite a bit of memes as well. So yeah, it's really nice little community of people who just kind of have a bit of banter.
Yeah, so I think in terms of announcements and everything, apart from obviously announcing Callum's new character and doing a proper send-off for Gwyn, I think that's it, really, isn't it? From us.
Still not technically dead.
No, he's not dead yet.
Yeah.
Not dead yet.
We'll go into all that in a second, but the final note from myself, I did end on it last time. If you do like what we're doing, we are very small. We started an abundance of things go wrong in quick succession. We really could have done without. But if you do like what we do, manage to get out there, please like, share, and subscribe. Aware that we exist. Looking at people, keep plugging our Discord. So if you are able to do that, that'd be appreciated. If not, then thank you for watching anyway. So with that said, today is
My life flashing before my eyes is a vision I've seen 1,000 times. For reasons mostly of my own making and design, and failure. Once my sister's as well, but now is not when I would have expected it to happen. Not here, not with these people. I can feel it there, wriggling under the surface to break free once more. Every time, that thing has saved me. Well, not saved me, per se, more the vessel it resides in. It must want something. Be looking for something. Otherwise, why keep me alive? This time feels different. This time I may actually die. And I don't think I'm sad. I'm not happy about it. Hell, I'm not even content. I just know it may happen. The one thing I do know, though, is I will never let it win. If this ends here, then I win. Not in a way that is like a crown upon the head, but a win. I leave behind people, and for that I will be eternally sorry, the pain that I'll cause them. But I wouldn't have met them if it wasn't for it. I wouldn't have seen half the horrors that I've seen without it. Is that a reason to thank it? Odd to know how boringly exciting my life has been.
Oh,
Very
okay.
nice.
Very
Oh
nice.
God, that's
Gives you
ominous.
inspiration, but you already have inspiration. As
Thank you.
everyone else has inspiration.
Double inspiration.
Double! Yeah!
Oh,
So many more saves for my death.
well, no, because you can only do one reroll. But yeah. So just touch on the head with the D. The group has made its way towards a small town that is very historied, ability to supply human kingdom, and now the Wolf of Elysium's army to the west, with metals and materials taken. As I said, historied for a long time ever since it first arrived. A realm that would come and help drive off the. They have been here working and mining in places where the dwarves find easy movement, the struggle, and yet they keep at it out of necessity to keep the kingdom. And this place is known for its ability to hold of that bird admirable. They are efficient, they are capable, which is perhaps why, for those more familiar with it, the arrival in a town that was disordered, exhausted, strange in mannerisms, movements, and levels of suspicion and pity that they were projecting, which is why all of this surprised a few and raised the hackles of nervousness for the group. Progressing further in and trying to make the decision whether or not to continue going westward or to find sanctuary there for the night and either investigate what was going on or depart as soon as you were able to, had a rest. Your group approached someone, an older man who was following on the coattails of, based on their conversation, his daughter, telling him to return home and lock himself away for his own safety, but he refused. He wanted to go in her place to go and work them up, despite being physically incapable of doing so. And as she wandered off, a brief conversation was had between Val and this older man. The bells began ringing again. Bells which, eerily, had been starting and stopping at irregular intervals, heard off in the distance as you were approaching the town. Their significance is now laid bare. As they start to ring, it's not a signal that a working day will begin, as it so often has been in the past. It is instead of things appearing, dangerous things which the party have now met for. Although you are aware, based upon the information given back to Val from Alia, summoned, that these things are drawn to movement, or at least triggered into a blood rage by you. The group's stillness was cut short when Val and Gwyn both decided to intercede on behalf of the old man who was unable to keep still, legs which could no longer fully support or buckling. You interceded as a group, tried to save him. Although he is now currently in a state of petrification, he is not devoured or chewed in half as he might otherwise have been. But in the battle that ensued, a number of your party did take quite a significant battering, all unconscious. Towards the end, as the largest of these creatures came through, Val's fall into unconsciousness took a dire turn, seemingly dire turn, although this was known only to one of you. As Drainog rushed over to his friends to try and heal the group, the magic that he effected upon Val seemed ineffective. He couldn't find purchase upon his being through the weave. And while he tried to push those thoughts to the back of his mind so he could heal Degala and then turn his attention to Gwyn, he was aware of the significance of what that lack of purchase would mean. Which is why it was doubly surprising that after slapping and spitting upon Degala to bring him round, yeah, you'd forgotten about that, hadn't you, Josh?
I had not.
He, as he was doing this to wake up Degala, Val suddenly sat up, and from his eyes, from his mouth, from his ears, the powder which had seemingly suffocated him was ejected violently from his body. And this sound, or the sudden movement from Val, drew the last of these pale creatures that are in the square away from the old man that he was approaching and back towards the group. At this time, Degala is awake. Gwyn is doing his best to hold on to life. Cassian is currently placed upon the very top of the wagon, from where he has been doing alarmingly well, and as he has reminded me, as yet untouched by any sort of damage.
You're welcome.
You don't need to remember that.
Philip, throughout this battle, has taken it upon himself to light the lanterns at the front of the wagon. And each one he's lit, although this hasn't happened when anyone else lit them, their wax has gone from white to black. He has now vanished inside the wagon, and as we promptly reminded me, he shouldn't be rocking that wagon in the middle of a battle, but he is currently doing that. So whatever he's doing inside that wagon, it does sound as though he is hacking something with his axe or with his weapon. What was heard by Drainog before he rushed off, just as a reminder in case it wasn't noted, is that he heard the grunts of exertion from Philip, but then overlapping with that sound, Philip yelping in pain, though it was coming from two places. It is Philip's turn at the start here. I would say, actually, just before we continue, Dean did bring up a good point for all of our Spotify listeners. We do apologise if, as we've got actual access to a map, our references to names as opposed to descriptions is just a habit we fall into. We do apologise. We are trying to get better in terms of battlefield descriptions, because we're aware not everyone can see these maps. So going forwards, we'll aim to do that. If at any point you notice I don't do it, or if at any point I notice anyone else doesn't do it, remind one another and we'll ingrain it.
We'll bollock you soundly. Don't worry.
We'll get into it. I think we've gotten a lot better at removing the references to you, which is admittedly easier to do when we're not face to face.
Yes.
But yeah, we need to keep in mind about Spotify.
But also, if you are listening on Spotify, they come now with the VODs, so you can watch along too.
Yes. Yeah, I was surprised. I can't ever kind of associate Spotify with actually having videos, but
I can tell you one thing, it makes the upload time significantly longer. Significantly. Half an hour turns into 3 hours suddenly. It's like...
Might as well just record it live on there.
Honestly, I've considered just like streaming it on everything and just saving it. It would save a lot of time.
Still, yeah, as long as they're able to see it or listen to it, whichever their preference is. So, we are in the midst of combat, as we have said. The current turn is Philip's. So, I'm going to make a few rolls.
Oh, God.
1 second. Ooh, dice went off the table.
So for those of you who have joined us, obviously Amos, you weren't here last time. You missed a week. You missed a hell of a week.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, none of us are dead yet. Technically.
Yeah, technically is a good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not sure about Val. We're not sure about Gwyn. Or
Not sure
Cassian.
about Philip.
Or Philip, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, Titus, go on.
No, that's okay. I'm just having a think.
Oh, that's even worse.
Well,
I'm
he
just
has
going
ideas
to-
of what he wants to do, and then he has to put it into, Philip mindset.
Yeah, well, I mean, Ryan plays Philip in a uniquely Ryan way, which is amazing. But it does make it hard for me to think, what would a character with normal intelligence do, and then what would Philip do? Right, because he can't be seen, I'm going to take him off the map. I'll
Okay.
leave him there for a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. The noises continue and persist within the wagon. The wagon itself shifting underfoot, Cassian, as you are trying to balance and keep steady. It is not a simple moving back and forth. Whatever he's doing in there is he is shifting from one side of the wagon to the other. And there is the audible sounds of a weapon being swung and making contact with wooden things. He is persistently going back and forwards. And then all of a sudden, the wagon stills. And the noises of him grunting and yelping simultaneously stop.
It's finished. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so in which case, it's not their turn yet. No, it's not their turn yet. Okay, so now we go to the old man. He can't do anything because he is currently petrified. We go back to the top of the turn. Val.
Oh, yes. So, where are we? Let me find. Okay. So, after Val has shot up and all of the powdery residue has just like been exposed from him, he will grab Drainog on the shoulder, and his grip is like ridiculously tight on your shoulder, Drainog, and you can see in his eyes he is terrified. He's looking around. He doesn't seem to see anybody, can't see where he is. He's just panicking, hyperventilating, and the grip on your shoulder does not loosen whatsoever. It's very tight, but for you, sometimes it feels like just a strong grip, and then occasionally it feels like razor sharp nails digging into you, and it seems to be sort of shifting between both, but his hand's not moving. He sits up, just completely out of it, and he notices you, and he stops and he looks and he goes, "Oh shit." And you see from where his hair is, the green starts to fade out, and his hair seems to almost be just like convulsing in on itself, and it seems to be just extending from the back of his head, and it seems to be getting longer, and the green coloration on the left side seems to be just sort of filtering out as the hair length grows. He's just still got a grip on you, and he's just hyperventilating, cannot do anything, and he pulls away from you, puts his cloak over himself, his hood up, and he turns around and he gets up from prone, so that'll be half of his movement. And then he's going to go, so 5, 10, 15. He's going to turn towards the wagon and start making his way back that way. And he's not right on his feet. He's wobbling, he's stumbling around, and he's just kind of like trying to find purchase where he can get it. As he walks over, so it'll be half movement to get up, and then I can go through Draenog space, right? That's not difficult terrain, isn't it?
As long as he permits it, I can't imagine he'd stop you.
Do you permit it?
I do indeed, though. You would have seen horror in Draenog's face, because he knows.
Yeah. And then he just starts stumbling towards the wagon, so he's going to go 5, 10, 15. As he gets towards Gwyn, as he's walking, he sees Gwyn just on the floor, clearly not in a good state. And as he's sort of like stumbling along, you notice his Gwyn, and he stops for a second. He looks around and notices the other pale one still alive. And then he says, he'll sort of crouch down over Gwyn and just be like, "Not yet, friend, not again." And then he'll put his hands on Gwyn, and I'll use my healing hands ability. And I will heal Gwyn for a little bit. It's not a massive heal, but it should be enough to get you up at least. So it's 2d4, so I'm going to do that for him. And that is a shit roll. It's 3 HP, but
Oh, nice. Well,
Okay.
but it should bring you back to consciousness at least.
well,
You're not out the woods yet. That's for sure.
yeah. So we've
Almost.
still got one more pale one.
Yeah. And then I think because at the moment Val is just trying to focus on getting away, he's going to use his last Misty Step bonus action, and I'm gonna just step straight over to the wagon, so that'll be 30 feet, so 10, 15. Yeah, I can get to the wagon. He's gonna get onto the front of the wagon, ready to take the reins. Oh,
10.
shit. Okay, so 5, so
So for those at home, we use the optional rules where it's first diagonal is 5 foot, second diagonal is 10 foot, next diagonal is 5 foot, and it alternates between those two.
So it's at 5, 10,
The first
15,
yeah.
20, 25, 30. So it should still be able to just about get me there, right? So 5, 10, 15, 20. Is that 20?
That's 20.
And then 25, 30.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
It's just,
So yeah.
It wasn't saying you couldn't do it. It's just worth keeping in mind.
Yeah. That's fine. So yeah, he'll do that. He'll get onto the front of the wagon, ready to just sort of take the reins of the horses and get the fuck out of here. So as part of that, I'll also use my refreshing step ability from the Misty Step. So I'm going to heal myself. Well, give myself some temporary HP as
Before
well.
you do that, you describe for me your Misty Step.
So it might be a little bit different now, but usually it is just like a very sort of when he sort of steps, he goes to raise his foot, and just before his foot touches the floor, he just sort of vanishes over to the space of his appearance and leaves behind almost like a it's kind of like a light foresty green sort of coloration, and it's almost like little blooms sort of come up where he left and then sort of fade back into the ground as well.
Okay. As you materialize upon the front of the wagon, there is a warmth above you. Don't look up, but you almost instinctively know what it is.
Yeah.
And for, I think, Raynor, what would you be doing at this moment?
I would have attended to Digala, and then Val has mysteriously gotten up and healed Gwyn, so I would have been watching him. But then when once he's Misty Stepped, he would have been watching to where he's Misty Stepped too.
Okay, so in that case, Drainog would notice, and I think, Cassian, what's your passive perception?
Well, off the top of my head, 12, but just bear with me. Yeah, 12.
Okay, Cassian, you probably wouldn't notice this with a -5 for being disadvantaged because you're in the middle of combat. Drainog, because you are specifically watching Val, as he comes underneath the candle which was burning rapidly burns through to its base, and as the whack dribbles off and makes contact with the top of his hair, Val, you recover 4 hit points.
Ooh, that's new.
So not the way we expect that to go.
Don't trust
4
these
temporary
things.
hit points.
4 temporary hit points. Okay, cool, that's fine. Well, I'm also still going to use my refreshing step ability, so that gives me some extra temporary hit points as well, because I might as well. That's another 4.
Well, they don't add together. You take the highest amount.
Oh, okay, so it was all right. That's fine. Yeah, I think it was 4 either way.
Yeah, temporary hit points don't stack.
Oh.
Yeah, fair enough. Makes sense.
You should take the highest sum.
So yeah, cool. So that will move on, and he'll kind of just, again, he's very like disorientated. It's very visible that he is struggling with whatever is going on, and he's just kind of sits down on the seat at the front and kind of just loosely grabs one of the reins and is just kind of pops the hood over his head as well, and is just kind of leaning there waiting for everybody else to sort of make their way over, and then that'll be his go.
So it is now between Digala or Cassian. Previously, what we said is that you kind of make a decision about who goes. We'll do that for the rest of this combat, and then I'll look up what the official rule is, because I think you choose one, and then it stays that way through combat. I'll have a read, but for the purposes of finishing this combat off, it's entirely up to Digala or Cassian who's going on what turns.
Stick with how it was all last week. You can go first. You're muted, Josh.
Yes, sorry about that. Yes, I've been trying to fix the audio issues that we've been having. So, in that case, Digala will wearily get up, feeling like absolute death, looking around. Everybody's awake. It's like, right, okay then. Val, why are you running? Oh, never mind. Not really paying full attention to exactly what's going on. He'll get up, which is half his movement. What's half of 45? 22.5.
Round it down.
So 20 feet of movement, let's say. And he's going to... Oh, God. So, he's technically still in the same combat, isn't he?
Yes.
Okie dokie, that's fine.
the same
So,
combat.
what we'll do in that case... I mean, there's not an awful lot he can do, but that thing's still a threat. It's still coming for us. So, he's going to move... Oh, I'm moving...
Hang on.
Ah, right. Okay, that's why. I'm just going to pop that there.
So
5...
that can be binged because you're not prone anymore.
10, 15, 20. He's going to bonus action dash. So 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'll put those back on if I can. We'll figure it out in a second. There we go. And he's going to take... Yeah, he's just going to take a swing at the creature. So he's going to come around the side sort of slightly sluggishly, get his hand, warm it up, crack the knuckles, and just go for a face hit straight on. Now, he is exhausted, so that's a -2, right?
What level of exhaustion? Is it
Level
1?
1.
Yeah, so your speed you'd lose 5 foot of speed.
Okay.
And you take double your exhaustion level as a penalty to any and all rolls you do.
Okay, cool. So with
Apart from
dash,
damage, I think.
I mean, with dash, it would have been 15, and then instead it's 40, so 80. So he would have had 90 feet to make it up, and it was only 40, so he can make it. Right then, he's going to swing, and that is a 7. So that's a 9, but a 7 plus 6. 7 plus 6 is 13 to hit.
13. Your fist makes contact, but it's almost as though you are punching stone. And then when your fist comes away covered in the powder, the creature, as the eyes had been locked upon where Val had moved to, it briefly lingered in the spot where he was, almost as though trying to search for him, but then both kind of shift and locate on you.
Okay. This was a mistake. And he will then... Oh, God, I can't run away because it'll be attack opportunity.
When you use your focus now to do a bonus action move, does that also disengage?
If I use Step of the Wind, which I didn't, I just dashed. So... And I'm not going to go back and redo it because that gets us into a whole bad force of habit.
I want to try and
get
out of the habit of doing retroactive actions.
Exactly. So he's
you want
just
to run into the danger, it's fine.
He's just a bit fucked. And he will
Just a little bit.
he will end his turn there. I think he's just going to end his turn there. Yeah.
That's you.
Josh, you make the best decisions for your characters. Don't
I
you?
know, right? I know. I'm protecting you. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm doing. I'm protecting you, Harry.
Quinn specifically.
Cassian is going to steady aim, so he's going to plant his feet on top of the wagon now that it's stopped sort of rocking to and fro. And he's going to do a Psychic Blade attack. I'm glad it's advantage. Oh. Natural 20.
Yes.
Oh, yay!
Thank God.
So that is, as its sneak attack, that's full damage, plus the rolls.
Yeah.
Be prepared for math,
What's the
everybody.
range of Psychic Blade, by the way?
Sorry?
What's the range of Psychic Blade?
60 foot. I've just checked. It's 55 from where I'm stood, I believe.
Does that include the diagonals?
When you're launching, it's just a straight line, isn't it?
No.
Oh,
Oh God! Fuck! How do we do that?
I thought it
maths?
was just for us moving, not for like spells and shit as well.
No, because it's
That's the
it's
same.
to cover the fact that diagonals are longer than from one side to the other.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
I tell you what, for the purpose of this one, we'll keep it going because I feel like a dick negating your natural 20. So we'll keep that, but we'll I'll start being a bit more strict with distance. The measuring thing on there is diagonals of 5 foot. It's not 5'10", 5'10".
Alright, well that's my bad. I thought it was just for our movement.
No, that's
to be
fine.
honest.
We'll go with your double. We'll go with the natural 20 for this.
Okay,
So make your rolls.
Benevolent DM.
22 plus. That's-
Oh, that's lossy.
Nat 20s transcend distance.
Yes.
yeah. I think it's about 70 foot if we did it normally.
26.
Oh God, really? I mean, there is a way that we can
31.
possibly put it
Okay,
onto
so-
hexagons or something in the future. Sorry, James, go on.
No, you're all good. As Cassian just sort of focuses, those purple eyes just come back, but they're almost stronger this time. As his blade just comes out and he makes a stab as if it's in melee, and what you see coming from him is what looks like a full apparition walking slowly over to the target, but it almost flickers and reappears 5 foot and then 10 foot. If anyone's ever played Phasmophobia, a little bit like the ghosts from there. Until that apparition just stabs into, and that apparition looks like Cassian, but is quite a bit older. As
Okay.
the blade sinks into the pale one over by the old man for 34 psychic damage.
As the older Cassian materializes beside him, shattering in and out of view, sinks in the blade, and as before, the building blocks of this creature, its skeletal structure within, starts to crunch inwards on itself, burrowing in. His rib cage kind of collapsing inwards, its arms snapping back into its torso, head kind of losing the elasticity and just snapping back in. He just breaks apart into powder. If Cassian had been there, it probably would have coated him and ruined the quality of his clothing. Fortunately, it is psychic Cassian. He has no such issues as the creature just trembles to dust in front of a kind of concerned Degala.
Who gets coated?
Yeah.
Absolutely coated in the stuff.
Yeah, that'd be my turn. Got no movement because steady aim.
Amazing. So, is
You're already on the
any,
cart, though. So.
any other actions? You
No.
can't do it.
Yeah, bonus action was steady aim. So
Win?
Probably pant and get up and try and start moving back to the because obviously half speed to get up from prone. So that's 5, 15. So that's as far as I can go.
Okay. You can use if you wanted a dash.
Oh,
you can
dash.
Go first.
Yeah. Do I go for the front or do I go into the back? I probably would see Val at the front, not knowing what's probably happened.
Yeah, he's just fully like cloaked and just like huddled over the reins.
Yeah, so I probably will bonus action dash. And then I've got 25 foot movement because of the exhaustion, right? Or that's
Yes.
that? Yeah, okay.
So you lose 5 foot from your normal speed, and when you dash, you effectively double your new speed, so it'd be 50 feet overall.
Okay, so
Worth
Probably
keeping in mind as well,
roundabout.
you're not in your bolt form.
oh, I know, yeah. I would probably be next to the back of the carriage now. So judging on distances, yeah.
Okay, so which case there is Igali, you can pick up on sounds approaching the
Oh, God.
square. But initially the response that you have is fuck, there's more of them coming. As you kind of turn your head and snap back around to the area where the largest of these creatures come from, what you hear instead is rapid footfalls. As you
Yeah.
look around, the young woman that you saw previously that had been walking with the old man barrels around the corner, dragging a pickaxe, looking flustered, sweaty-faced. She's clearly run back here. And as she kind of does a wide-eyed panic look around, she sees you, she sees the piles of dust. That brief moment of confusion and perhaps mild kind of elation at seeing these things down crumbles away when she sees the stone figure behind and to your left. And she immediately drops the pickaxe and goes barreling towards him. As she does, wide-eyed, he takes hold of his form, which is coated in this residue. And initially, the impression that you get is that it's going to come away covered in powder. Instead, where she makes contact with his skin, it is solid stock white. And it's then, as she starts trying to pull him or move him or shake him,
I wouldn't.
you get this sound of where his feet were planted. Sound of stone scuffing stone.
Maybe
Then, in a wide-eyed panic, she looks around at you and says, "Help me move him, please!" and starts trying to drag him away.
Look, lady, I do not know you, but let go, maybe, for just a moment. There's nothing around. Quick look around. Look around. Is there any danger imminently coming?
By the end of this turn, yes.
Oh, there
You
is.
can hear
Cool.
more sounds coming from the direction she's just been sprinting.
Let's put the battle music back on in that case. Okay.
Oh, I just said combat was over.
we went gentle for a second. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say combat was over.
Right. Right. There's people coming. Oh, shit. And
Get him to the fountain. Maybe the water will sort him.
right, he is going to move 5 foot to be in proximity with the orb. Oh wait, is it my turn?
Not your turn.
Okay.
Yeah. I was gonna
Okay.
say.
She just turned to you and said, "Help me move him." You can hear more of these things coming around the corner. Next turn, Val, you can hear behind you.
Is it not Draenog's turn?
Sorry, it is. Yeah. It's because I've just written something under his name and I've gone over. Apologies for that, Draenog. It's your
Alright.
turn.
So I can hear things coming from the west part of the town where the woman's come from. Is that correct? She's
Yeah,
come
she
from the
came
north
from the
part of
north.
the town, and that's where it sounds like more of these things are, or more people are coming, or witch hunters. I don't know.
You don't hear footfalls coming, so it's probably not more people, but you hear the similar groan sound that they made when they were wet. They're making now as they're coming around the corner.
Okay. And did I see where she came from? Is it like a small alleyway or something?
It's a normal, probably about the same size of a normal street, so probably about 15, 20 foot. But one of the buildings that flanks that is a stunted kind of half-sized building. Came around the corner from that.
So I can see a 20-foot wide passage where I think they're going to be coming from.
Yes.
I mean, that could work. I'd be like, we need to get to the wagon. We need to leave. Lady, where can we go that's safe? We'll come back for the old man.
Okay. This is a quick response. She kind of looks past Degala to see you're in gnomish form now, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So she sees you, and there is. Just roll for me, Draenog. Roll a persuasion check for me. It's not an action or anything. It's just a kind of reactive thing.
I'm a weird, freaky gnome. Just like, abandon your family. It'll be fine.
No, it would have been worse if a wolf was speaking.
Yeah.
Superstitious folk.
Trust the gnome. What was it? A persuasion? Oh, I got +1 for persuasion. He doesn't really talk to people. Why would he talk to people? They're gross.
He talks. He's
your
one of the
current
most talkative people in our party.
Ooh, yeah,
He-
he should
that
be
is a-
talking to people.
That is a pleasant 4. Do I convince her to
Pleasant 4.
abandon her family?
That was a what? Sorry.
Yes.
A pleasant 4.
Pleasant 4. Okay. As he kind of stares at you for a long moment, almost as though your words are heard, but are not overriding the panic, she takes a hold of the figure of her father and starts trying to drag him down the passage where during the wagon's arrival, her and her father had appeared
Yep, so
From?
back sort of south-ish.
toward the west where they
West,
came
okay.
from. So she is trying to drag him that way, but it is clear from the fact that she can do little more than slightly rock him, that although he is quite a frail, old and infirm man, whatever's happened to him has made him fucking heavy. She is not going to be able to move it. There are sounds approaching.
Was that my action to try and persuade her?
Oh, that was just something I prompted and asked for.
Okay.
If I prompt you and ask for it, it's kind of reactive. Not a reaction, but a reactive thing. I just need to gauge something. If it's something you're trying to do to manipulate combat in some way, then it would be an action.
So I'm going to. He's just going to mutter under his breath in Gnomish. These damn tall animals. And he's going to run his fingers along the wooden branch that he's holding. And that alleyway that he saw her come from, where you can hear these noises come from, he is going to mutter, hold his hand aloft, and the terrain is going to slightly warp. Now, to anyone else who wasn't particularly looking in that direction, they can't really tell that a spell has been cast unless they do a search action. However, I know that is now a hazardous terrain of spike growth.
Nice.
A 20-foot radius, which acts as difficult terrain, and anything that moves into or within the area takes 2d4 magic piercing damage for every 5 foot it travels.
Okay, so what area does it cover again, sorry?
A 20-foot radius. So if they come right on the edges, they'll be fine. They'll not fine, but less damage than if they would go straight down the middle. However, only I know it's there because it's camouflaged to look like normal kind of weeds growing up.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
she drags the old man now. It won't be good.
So
Kinda like that.
Where she originally ran from, or where she's going to?
Where she ran from, where I can hear the
It'll be on
noises
the-
coming from.
Yeah, so it'll be on the north edge of the map. The reason why she has come so far down is because she basically just did a dash action.
Mhm.
The previous turn brought her close to the edge of the map, which is where the turnoff is. Just off the map. It's just hard to do when the map is limited in size. And obviously last week I was trying not to tweak it too much because it was our first session using Owlbear. So she's basically done 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55 feet from the edge of the map to bring in. So if you're casting it, it'd probably be towards the top of the map because that's where these things are going to come from. Which is to your benefit because it's a lot further away from the wagon than west of them.
15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to move towards he's going to slowly move towards the wagon and say, I've warded the alley, I've warded the street she's come from. It may slow these things down, but we don't have time. We need to leave.
Okay.
And that's him done.
All right.
Which
I've finally gotten rid of all these pesky second level spell slots.
What is your problem, man? Keep them.
just-
They're handy.
Have you ever seen the meme of the guy trying to hold all the lemons? That's what it's like with spell slots. There's just too many. You just got to get rid of some of them. They slow you down.
You're a lunatic.
The less spell slots I got, the less things I have to worry about.
I completely
Cries.
disagree.
Cries in Warlock.
Oh, Warlocks have it easy. Just done.
You've got
Will has no idea what anybody's talking about.
you've got a spell regeneration ring anyway, haven't you now, Cal?
Yeah,
Get
just
one
give
of them
you-
back.
Yeah, it gives you a spell slot back, which is it's beautiful for a Warlock.
That's massive.
Something
You're
else you have to
fine.
worry about.
You're all good. Anyway, sorry, Titus, go on. Ooh, interesting.
As in the cart or behind the cart? Oh, right, okay.
So something kind of slumps against the point, and then something kind of just slides down it, pressed up against you.
Okay.
Titus, would you mind just saying that all again for us quickly, please, if that's okay? You went quiet on the stream for a second.
Okay. So behind Val, because the front of the wagon is separated, the bench at the front of the wagon is separated from the interior by a fabric sheet, basically like drapes that open out. Val heard footsteps behind him in the wagon, and then someone slumping against his back and kind of sliding down as though they've taken a seat or kind of fallen back and slid down the length of his back to take a seat. That is all Philip's turn.
So he just died behind me.
Oh, you won't know until you look inside. Now, okay. So, how much points of damage do they take per 5 foot, Drainog?
It was. Let me just double check. I believe that's the wrong character sheet. I have like multiple things I have to juggle. So I mean, too many spell slots. Spike growth. It's 2d4 piercing damage per 5 foot it travels.
Okay. So, based on that circle you've got there, is it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet it covers?
No, it's a 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. Okay. So it's 4 squares. Okay, so can you roll for me?
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll for me 8d4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
Huh?
What?
8d4 6 times. Yes.
Jesus. How do you even
Methinks
do
there's
that
a
on
lot
a
more
roll?
coming.
How
Remember
many?
when I was like a wolf courageously shouting that you guys should leave? You know.
But it's worth noting that if any of the, well, no, it's not an attack roll, is it? It's just a damage roll. So yeah, piercing damage, yeah.
And they can't see it. Has that come up
No.
on the stream?
Yes, it has. So that's
So first
24
one-
for the first one.
Okay.
So, yep, go ahead.
The Draenor, as you are rushing and you glance back, and certainly Degala, as you are kind of looking back the path that Draenor this woman had run from, and although you can't see this, the spell that he's cast, what you do notice is a cluster of 6 of these figures drift around the corner, staccato in their movements, and start barreling straight towards you, and more towards the point the young woman that's next to you, frantically trying to drag. The first one that comes forward starts reaching out towards you, and then all of a sudden, its limbs, which are gliding over the top of the ground, seem almost to be pulled earthwards, almost elongating it, and where its feet glide and touch over the stone, it slumps forwards as though dragged down and seems to bury itself into the stonework as its body comes apart and becomes powder. That's one
It's being
down.
dragged to hell. Run! It's being dragged to hell!
So let me just so that it's easier to track.
Mhm.
So one was
Oh,
got
fucking
to.
hell.
So there was. So if we say, let me just mark this so you can see. So we'll say that. Oh, why is it not working?
At least they're not all big ones.
I think if
Very
Cassian's watching Draenor, he'll recognize from that dream sequence we had this kind of dark, kind of distant look in his eyes as he realizes, there's all these things happening. There's this person who is probably going to die, and he's definitely got a tint to him at the moment.
Oh my god. Whoa. Titus, let's chill out a bit here, man. Yeah? You got a new toy. I like that you like Owlbear.
That is a lot of them there.
Yeah.
Bear with me.
And they all have
let me
1
just-
HP.
Let me just count this for the people listening. There's currently 6.
Yeah,
6
okay.
of
The
them.
enemies.
Yeah.
Army of
as-
6.
How
So
fast
as
can
they-
the cart go?
As they drifted around the corner, the one at the lead is pulled down into the ground and dissipates in a powdery smoke from where he has glided and been dragged down. So that is one
Oh, thank God.
that's taken the damage. So I need you to do 8d4 again for me.
Yep, the second one I already clicked reroll was a 19.
19.
That one didn't disintegrates too, right?
Oh.
They've only got 1 HP. They're all
Yeah.
disintegrated. They're dead. They're gone.
Also, Callum,
Super
that's very
easy.
rich of you in the chat. It's your fault that we're in this mess.
Now I'm going to be the reason we get out of it because I'm running away.
Okay, so it's that one. Do it again for me.
Yep,
Come on, Dean.
third reroll is a 21.
Yo.
Okay.
And you've said before that these aren't kind of mindless things. So would seeing their allies just be drawn down into the ground in front of them, would the other 3 just carry on mindlessly behind them?
We will see in a moment. But at this point, because they can't see it, and they've just done a charge towards the thing which draws them out, it's like one of those things where you pick something up hot and you don't realize it's burning you until the pain's already on set, and by that point you've been grabbing it for seconds.
Yeah.
If they could see the magical effect, that'd be different.
It's a camouflage. Do they have to do a
But
search
to be honest,
check?
if they stopped moving, there's other ways they can get into the square. At least this way, you're dealing a shit ton of damage to them. So, yeah, roll it again for me.
Yep. The next one is 19 again.
This is coming up quite good, this 8d4.
Okay. Another one, as it glides over, as the other ones kind of stop and try and pull themselves up away from the ground, another one kind of starts to drag down behind them, long limbs kind of grabbing onto them for purchase, but the ground continues to seemingly, without anything coming up out of it, seems to draw them in. And where they make contact with the ground, they start to almost dissolve from the points of contact until there's nothing left but those black holes in their face, which themselves just peel apart and then become powder.
Come
There's
on.
another one. Right, I need one more.
Come on, Dean.
And the final one is another 21. Those are some decent rolls.
Some really good, solid rolls for level 4.
To be fair, though, actually, look, I don't know if it came up on the screen, but one of the dice that I can see looks cocked.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, one of them actually does look cocked on the little animated screen.
So that's... What's this? So 3, 2, 5, and 4.
Okay. So we are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're in trouble. We're all pretty much on the cart.
Yeah, as long as I don't die, so I can tell the horses we can move.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
Have you still got concentration on Speak with Animals, or is it a day long?
It's a 10-minute thing. No
Oh.
concentration on it.
Nice.
Okay. That's there. Right, Val, back to the top. I haven't listed anyone, have I? I'm going from my old list, but I've kind of noted
Philip.
all over us. No, Philip's already gone.
That's as in he's gone.
He's
but-
gone forever.
Yeah.
He's the one that slumped behind Val.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was a while ago. Sorry.
I'm just not giving a lot of description because no one can see it.
Yeah.
So in this case, seeing that pretty much everyone is near the cart except for Vala, surprising, Val is going to shout over to Dagala from the top, and he's just going to be like, Dagala, let's go. But the voice that you all hear is not Val's.
Oh, for God.
Weirdly, for the rest of you, it sounds exactly like Gaslow Thorn's.
Oh.
What?
Ooh, interesting.
Gaslow?
And then, so Dagala wouldn't recognize the voice, but it's shouting your name, and it's obviously coming from our direction. But for the rest of you guys that are closer to the cart, after Val shouts this, you kind of just hear him go, he like coughs a little bit, and then kind of goes back to trying to keep himself steady. And if I can, I would like to ready my action to try and basically spur the horses to move as soon as everyone's on the cart.
Yeah.
That's all that Val wants to do at the moment.
Okay. So, what's the trigger for your animal handling check?
For basically when everyone's on the cart, so I imagine Dagala is going to be the last one to get onto the cart. Oh no, you're next anyway. You might be able to. Basically, just as soon as everybody's on the cart and ready to go, Val's going to attempt to whip the reins and get things moving.
Okay. Yep, no problem. In which case, then, it's Dagala or Cassian, whoever's going first.
I think we've got...
After you.
Yeah.
I think, Dagala should probably go first this time.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it. And
Quite all right.
I look forward to Josh's next character as we flee. Less appreciate that.
Oh yeah, literally, we'll spot some random guy at the side of the road who'd be like, come on.
Hey, you
Get on
look
the
all
wagon.
right. Jump on top. So Dagala will look towards the 4 scaries, look to the woman, see the fear in her eyes, and he's going to sort of very quickly glance at the old man. And as with the beginning of this combat, it's very reminiscent of helping somebody with their father, which he wishes he had done better himself. So he is going to use Step of the Wind as a bonus action, which is a dash with disengage as well, just in case anything scary is to happen. And he's going to run 5 foot. So he's lost 5 foot of movement. So he's got 40 foot or 90 foot now. He's going to step forward and with his 19 strength, pick up the old man.
What is your carrying capacity?
Oh, I figured this out earlier. It is 15 times 19, 285 pounds.
How drunk is this old man?
Yeah.
How drunk is this old man's statue?
What is your
it'll be
strength times 30 pounds?
Sorry?
Your strength times 30 pounds.
Oh, times 30 pounds. Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic.
No, that's to see how much you can drag, lift, or push.
570 pounds.
You can't move him.
Oh,
Fuck!
he's made of granite.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a ton.
Right. Well, that does change
The
things.
old man.
So
In
as
that
you run
case-
forward and you take hold of him, her eyes go wide with almost relief as she can see everybody else moving towards the cart. And she goes, thank you, thank you, thank you, and starts trying to grab hold of him. But even with her combined carry and push pull weight with yours, because their normal weight gets multiplied by a factor of 10 when they're petrified, she cannot move him. And you're not having any purchase either. And you are uncomfortably aware that although some of those creatures have vanished from their long line barreling towards you, there are still 4 that are still fighting the pull to be dragged down, and they are on the cusp of coiling and charging at you.
Okay. Ah, right,
Such
okay,
a
so.
funny image. Just together, like, don't worry, I got this. No, no.
Okay. Maybe not. And he's going to very quickly look at her and go, we aren't moving him. I'm very sorry. And he's going to grab her and throw her over his shoulder, if possible.
Right. Okay, you'll have to make an unarmed.
An unarmed attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to have to do an because you're going to have to grapple her because she's not going to go with you.
I am going to use my heroic inspiration to try and save this woman's life because I rolled a 4. Okay, so 17 minus 2 is 15 plus 6, 21 to hit.
Okay, yeah. So as you initially try and grab hold of her, she realizes that your hands have gone from grabbing hold of her father to grabbing her and pulling her, and she immediately tries to yank away from you, grips him tighter, almost as though she's kind of realized that you're not going to help and is trying to move him herself. Very, very keenly aware from the fright on her face that she knows those creatures are approaching.
Yeah.
And then as your hands find better purchase upon her, you grab her and her arms come free as she starts shrieking, reaching, trying to claw back towards her father, who in a position of stillness is still looking as though he is in the cusp of speaking to someone.
Oh god, this is awful. But
and then just as she is pulled away, you can move. It'll be with difficult terrain. Her speed's gone to 0. On her turn, she can try and get free.
that's fine. So I've got 35. So I used 5, so that's 75 movement left. With difficult terrain, it'll be 35 movement or 30? 30 foot.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
basically whenever you're at
Halved.
a non-full number, it's halved and rounded down. Keep in mind that you still lose 5 feet before you.
I've already taken that into account.
I just
So-
gonna keep reminding people about exhaustion because it's so easy to think that it still works the same way as it used to.
15, 20, 25, 30. So he's not going to run directly towards the cart. He's just going to run away with her on his shoulder the entire time, effectively going, I'm sorry, and just plowing forward with her on his shoulder, trying to get him and her away from the creatures as rapidly as possible. Kind of half looking over his shoulder and realizing that dude he's gone. He's gone. If he's petrified and heavy at this point, there's no saving him. And trying to be a nice guy, but kind of being not, that's how he's going to end his turn. Yeah, it's not great. I don't feel good about that.
Okay, Cassian.
Oh, Elf, just leave the peasants and save yourself.
I'm glad to have you back, James. I'm so glad to have you back.
There we go.
And then, so I worked this out. Pale 1, number 4, is just about within long range, which is 120 feet. It's 115 foot away from me. So I'm going to steady aim to cancel out the disadvantage from long range and try and hit Pale 1-4.
Yes.
Pale 1-4, but yeah.
The closest one to us, yeah.
The closest one to us, yeah, in that line of 4 up in the top corner.
Yep.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes, it does. Roll your damage.
Yes,
Alright.
James.
That would be 8 psychic damage.
As you send out this knife, as this one claws up trying to get away from the ground, the last in this line, it goes over the part that Drainog knows is the threshold of where his spell lasts, and he starts picking himself up, gaining altitude away from the ground, about to charge when that knife goes materializes through one side of the neck and out the other, and where its neck kind of juts to the side, his head almost seems to roll off the top as he just turns to dust and powder.
See, Cassian's the MVP, man. He was in the last session. He is in this. Him and Drainog, like, pulling wins out the bag.
Yeah,
Psychic
you guys are
damage
just...
is a clutch thing.
Oh, yeah. You guys are just slowing us down.
Don't say that.
Me and Gwyn killed a few last session.
I think I did one, maybe.
Yeah, but you also helped take down the big thing as well.
Well,
Yeah.
Tigala's been
Which-
useless.
yeah.
I mean, to be fair to you, the big thing did have 80 hit points.
And a lot of minions, so he did okay.
Yeah. So, you know, everyone did really well on that. Anyway, so. Right. Someone remind me, because I've still not gotten this rule in my head, what she is rolling to beat.
Okay, so to break a grapple, in the new rules, it is she must succeed a strength or dex check against my saving throw DC, which is 10 plus my strength modifier. So that is a +4. So it's a 14 strength or dex check to beat.
13. He is pushing and trying to claw away from you, and you can feel nails raking your neck and the top of your back as she is trying to almost pitch herself over your shoulder as though trying to face plant the ground. At least then she's got purchase to run back towards her father, because she can see this line of these three beings. Although the other ones have vanished, he can see them, and their eyes, which were originally on you, have now fixed on him, which is the closest thing that they can see and they're drawn to.
Yeah.
And she can see that connection, and as she shrieks, you got a sharp pain in your ear as you have volume and a pitch that is almost animalistic in its desperation. She tries to push away from you, but you readjust your hold on her, clutching onto cloth and the shape of her torso to drag her back to keep her level as you run. She is unable to get away.
I know I'm technically doing a good thing, but it feels really bad the way I'm having to do it.
There's not many situations where you can kidnap someone and it be the good thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's a little bit
morally grey.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dark Fantasy. You'll very, very rarely come across things where it is holy goody two shoes.
Yeah, you could have just tripped her up.
Who said that in our chat? Fuck you, Callum.
How did you know it was me?
Don't know what you're on about.
We will not be sharing that. The rest of
So
the
yeah,
stream.
Digala's tried to drag the old man. That's not worked. So he's kidnapped the woman instead. Cassian sniped one of the pale entities, and the ones that have survived the spike growth are advancing.
Yeah.
As you're running Digala, you see them overcome whatever force is pulling them down. And as they had before, they almost seem to coil in like a spring. and then throw themselves forwards, almost like a cat lunging for something. And where they descend upon the old man, it is an empty, bittersweet kind of relief that he is, you hope, not aware of what they're currently doing to him. Because where their jaws previously distended slowly and horrifically, now it is rapid and almost snake-like, where it distends. And one of them comes around, and his arm, which was raised, vanishes into the moor, and where the moor closes, the stone snaps off, is pulled away. Where the inner part of the stone should be, there is just, you can see the inside of blood and muscle and bone and nerve endings severed at the point where it bit. And the blood is still flowing out.
Oh no.
And as the one goes behind him, it lunges over the top of him towards just below the shoulders and closes, and the same thing happens. And you cannot be sure, and it's probably worse than knowing for sure, but you almost swear you see that heart give a feeble beat before it stops moving. Where it's exposed, and the other one starts clawing around the others to try and get at him from the low end, and starts reaching for his legs to go from the legs upwards, but it's not yet managed to clear enough ground to get to him. She is seeing this. Her shriek goes to an elevated pitch to the point where you can almost not hear it anymore.
Yeah.
And then mercifully, she goes silent as she faints across the top of your shoulder.
It's like the worst feeding time at the zoo ever. Okay.
Now, that was their go.
Yep. Sorry, everyone.
Okay, so back to the top. Val,
Yes.
you wouldn't have I missed anyone again? I've missed
Gwyn.
Drainog again, sorry.
Gwyn and
Gwyn.
Drainog.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Gwyn and
because I'm
Drainog.
looking down my old list and there's like notes all over the place. I do apologise, guys. Normally I do up a new list, but because we're midway through combat, I'm just using the old one. Both of you go, sorry.
Can I go first?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll start walking towards the wagon. I'll hop up onto, let me see my movement, so 5, 10. I'll move through Val and basically just get up on the top of the wagon near him and just kind of run my hands on the horses and speak in Gnomish in a way that they'll be able to understand, because they have speak with animals, and just let them know it's time for us to leave Grey and Brown. Our work here is done. Let's go get to safety. And is that an action to persuade them to kind of get back into
No.
action?
'Cause
Yep.
I seem to recall that your rolls last time, you got a 14 on the roll, I believe, last time.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you were just telling them to stay still while it was dangerous. So even though they're complying with you, they are more than happy to get the fuck out of here. So the moment that you come on and you start speaking them in Gnomish, that eerie stillness which had gone over the two horses vanishes, and they start clomping heavily on the ground, eager to just start pulling the wagon and moving. And you almost have to prepare yourself to stop them before the others have reached you, because the wagon starts to rock forward slowly, where they start to hitch forwards. They haven't pulled it yet, but they are very keenly ready and willing to just bolt forwards.
He'll kind of peek over the side of the wagon at Gwyn and again mutter something druidic and cast a healing word to try and bump him up a little bit. So that's 2d4 plus 4, which is 3 plus 4, so 7 hit points. As he, these old naturous words flow out of his mouth, and Gwyn can just kind of feel that pulse of healing. And as he sits down, he won't even look Val in the eyes, and he'll say, "I would have saved her, You didn't have to make this deal. I know what you've done. I would have saved her. I would have taken her into the woods and raised her to be knowing of her nature, you didn't have to do this. And just not even, can't look him in the eyes.
Okay.
That's
Fun.
yeah. It's a bold move. Let's see if it pays off. Oh,
Quick question: how fast can the horses go?
that is a very good question.
It's 60. I know a war horse is 60 foot.
Yeah, they're not war horses. I think they're draft horses, is what he requested. It's hard to say because Ryan's still got the sheet with him.
Oh,
But
no.
that's specifically what he requested.
It'll be a draft horse because there's draft, there's riding, and then there's war horse.
Yes. So the draft horses are.
Draft horse.
Well,
Just-
whilst other people are looking for that, Titus, how fast can these things go? Have we
Yeah.
seen?
About 40
Their
foot.
average movement is 40 feet.
40
yeah.
feet.
So on a
Okay.
dash, we can smash 80.
Yeah,
Which they can also do.
yeah, exactly.
So it is going to be. It is clear that if you are going to be trying to beat the threshold of the town, whoever's in control of this is going to need some skillful driving and handling of the horses.
Mhm.
You are not out of this yet. If at any point you fail significantly enough, the wagon will be stopped and you will be back in combat.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I'm going to shout to the girl who is probably screaming. How many are there? Oh,
She's
she's
out
fainted.
cold.
Oh, damn. Fuck.
Yeah, she fainted over his shoulder when she started seeing her dad getting.
Yeah, fair enough. I was going to ask her how many of them are there. Because if this is the last few...
Well, keep in mind that this is quite a large town,
exactly. Yeah,
and
so
the
I think there
whole
would
thing
be...
seems to grind to a halt.
Yeah, but they could be like across the whole corner. So, but obviously that makes it sound like there is definitely a lot more around. Yeah, I'm just wondering what to do.
And the only reason I'm kind of hinting is whilst I do the sandbox approach and I know how many specifically are in here, I don't want to kind of make you think that there's less than potentially there is and have you get caught in a situation which your group might not be able to get out of.
Yeah.
This is the last 3, right? That's it. Then the town's empty.
Yes, of
We're
course.
heroes.
Yeah.
Of course. That's in line with how I normally run my games.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we kill these 3. We're heroes. We get a bastion here. We get a
Yeah.
pub, and
Of course.
we call it the Winchester. It'd be great.
No, I didn't know if Gwyn was going to stay there whilst you all ride off to make sure that they don't catch up. But there's almost definitely going to be more of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
having more people with you would be better. So Gwen's just going to get on the back.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah, pure and simple. And then I'm going to throw my swords in, reach out my hand to throw both you and into Dagala and the girl into the back of the carriage.
Okay. What, on his turn when he gets there?
Yeah, just like as a ready action. Just if it can't make it that far,
Mm-hmm.
then
You're ready to pull her up.
Well, just to, pull you both in.
Yeah.
Yeah, no worries. Okay. Well, what we're going to do now then is because they're currently occupied, we're going to come out of combat order. However, I need to know exactly where people are in this wagon.
Not in it.
So,
Yeah, but we
Nowhere
still
near
need
it.
Dagala to get back.
Yeah, I'm still a ways away.
okay. So let me just try something.
Yeah.
To make this-
Should we go around the table to see where we are?
let me just.
Well, everybody's on the carriage except for Dagala, basically.
Yep.
Dagala's about what, 40 foot away?
60.
60 foot away?
60 foot away, direct.
Who needs an elf and a
Ooh.
peasant, though?
Okay, in fact, then, because I can confidently throw you both,
If
at least one of you, onto the roof.
If you
I'll
could
be
get
by the
on,
side
like,
of the carriage.
here, that would be great. Like,
Where's
that would
here?
be a great place to stand, Gwyn.
Okay, yeah, that's the same amount of movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, perfect. I'll
Right,
I'll
so
throw
now,
both of you up and hang on the
right,
side.
so I'm just on the battle map there.
Yeah.
ignoring the map that you're currently on, the wider map, just for the purposes of now. There. Position yourselves where you would be in that wagon, and this is kind of going to be a rolling map if it gets to the point where anything catches the wagon. So where are you within that wagon?
Okay.
And obviously, just describe for me because obviously, but Degala, I've moved you.
Is Philip in the wagon?
He is. He's directly behind Val.
Yep. I would be sat on the front, like imagine there's like a front bench for the wagon riders, coach riders.
Yeah. Yeah, Val would also be up there because he was already, but as soon as Draynog gets up, he'd probably hand the reins over to Draynog to take control of the horses because he's obviously better with them than Val is.
Yeah. So this is more just for the case of you're free to roleplay it how you want. If it gets to the point where combat is needed, then obviously we go back into a new initiative order. At the moment, it is a case of I've got that there just in case anything approaches so that I can start tracking kind of movement and stuff from there.
Plus, it looks like they're all feasting on that old man, so we could probably get on there.
Exactly. We're
So,
fine.
yeah, should be fine.
Of course, you'll be fine.
We'll be fine.
Degala is currently hidden, or for those who are watching the stream, Degala is currently hidden behind Dean's video feed. But for those listening, he's 60 foot away off to the west with the daughter on his back, hauling ass.
Are you just running in a random direction?
No, towards you guys, but I'm still 60 feet away, technically
I thought
speaking.
you were running away for some reason. I don't know why.
Bye, guys!
Just put the fountain on there just so we could get an idea.
Yeah.
Cassian will be still on the roof until there's any sign of movement in the car, in which case he's getting back onto the front seat, which holds 3, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
hold. So hop next to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I put that circle there for the fountain.
For the fountain.
The fountain of you.
So in that case, if we're out of combat, then
More or less. Yeah.
Degala will. I mean, his turn was going to be dashing, bonus action, dashing to give himself, because he's got 40 foot instead of 45, so give himself 120 foot of movement, which while carrying her is down to 60. So while carrying the daughter, Degala can get alongside and pass the daughter up to Gwyn.
Nice.
Yep.
Because he's
Gwyn
actually...
will throw her onto the roof to just like grab her arm, dislocate her shoulder, throw her on.
For those that have climbed inside the wagon.
Oh shit.
Oh no, yeah, Philip.
I don't think anyone who's in the wagon. I'm at the
no one
front.
at the moment, actually.
Actually, yeah, it's just Phil on that.
I think
Gwyn
Cassian.
had got in.
No, I'm on the outside.
Yeah.
You're on the outside, okay.
I'm
No
throwing
one's-
her up on the roof. Sorry.
Ew.
So no one's gone in yet.
Because
Say again.
it was a straight line to the side of the carriage, not
Yeah.
to the back of it.
Okay.
Yep, no worries. Okay.
So Degala makes it to the carriage and will pass the daughter onto Gwyn, effectively sort of like lifting her slightly into Gwyn's hands, sort of giving it a little bit of a Gwyn, go!
Grab the back of her dress, hoist, and then chuck her in the direction that I can see that Cassian's in.
He actually overshoots and sends her miles over, careening off.
Flies across roofs.
Yeah.
Roofs.
Okay. So, in which case, I am going to need... Have you still got the ability to speak with animals active?
Yes, I do. It's for 10 minutes, and the combat wasn't 10 minutes long, was it?
No. So, in which case, it's your choice whether it's persuasion or animal handling. There will be some points where it will default to animal handling if they get panicked, because they're not going to be listening to what you say, and they're going to more respond to other things, which is how you'd normally treat an animal. But for now, we'll go with persuasion because they've got no immediate danger around them. So I'm going to need a persuasion check from you, and I need an athletics check from them.
Oh, persuasion.
Oh dear.
Not animal handling.
You can animal handle if you prefer, but there will be times where it will default to animal handling. Obviously, that works to your benefit, but it won't always work to other people's benefit.
I'm definitely going animal handling. So I've added the modifier on already. So first one's a 16.
Nice.
Okay.
And I do have a heroic inspiration in the back pocket if I need a reroll. Don't let me forget.
Okay. So at speed and with a lurch, the horses take off, moving around the east side of the fountain and going which directions you direct them to. You've got different avenues out of this square. You came from the east.
Yeah, the old dude did tell me the way to get out of the city before we got attacked, because I did ask him about somewhere to stay, and he said you're better off going out through whatever gate. Me, Callum, can't remember, but in-game, obviously, it was only a few minutes ago. So I'm hoping Val will remember.
So if Val points me in a direction and says, "Oh, go this way," then I'll begrudgingly go the way he's pointing.
Yeah, so you need to go west effectively to get towards the pass between the Lone Mountain and the road, and the rest of the line of mountains, which kind of separate the path, or rather flank the path, going westwards towards Neredaeth. So making a beeline down that way is probably the best way you can, and because it is a basically a functioning road for people coming in and out with different wagons and carts, it is the widest of the streets. There are other wagons which are being untended to. As I mentioned, there is debris, and there are people wherever they were, just frozen in place, trying to avoid the attention of these creatures. So there are going to be obstacles between you and getting out. But as you veer westwards, the horses snap their heads around and with a whinny start taking off at speed. Everyone in the back or on top have to suddenly lurch as they try and readjust their balance and keep steady, keeping low when they're on the top to make sure that they don't just fall backwards or tumble off, and those on the side readjusting your handholds to firmly take root on the side, legs planted, hand gripping, and in Gwyn's case also carrying an unconscious woman.
No, she's on the roof.
Oh, she's on the roof now. Yeah, it's fine. She was lobbed up there.
Before you brought her up onto the roof.
If she falls off, we tried.
Hey,
You know.
I assume Cass has her. She's out of my hands, quite literally.
First sign of movement, Cassian got off the roof.
Yeah, Cassian already got off the roof. I think he's sat next to me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Gwyn doesn't know this.
Who's in the back of the wagon with the
Phil,
dog?
no one.
With Phil.
Dead Phil.
No one?
No one.
No one. So you guys running alongside the wagon,
Hanging onto the side, like
Hanging on the
ready
side.
to
and there's
pounce and do anything if need be.
an unconscious woman on the roof.
Yep, who's just
not
rolling
strapped
around.
down, who could just
Yeah.
at any moment just fall off the roof, and you guys have put her there, and you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were in a rush.
Just wanted to do an alignment check. That's
I
fine.
think Gwyn's gonna get up on the roof to check her. Fine.
Hey,
Is that an alignment check or an intelligence check?
A bit of both.
I think after just dying momentarily, I think
panic
Gwyn's not
check, got
thinking- Yeah. Bonus action to cry.
It's a free action. Come
Oh,
on.
thank you. Perfect.
Yep.
She'll be fine.
I'll get on the roof. Fine.
all right, Degala. When I make a left turn, and she rolls over the right end and falls on top of you and knocks you off the wagon, tell me.
I
Strike.
will stab the swords into the roof, so she's held under there.
Just gonna say,
Like pliers.
tie her down to the roof.
I'll just get a small dagger, just stab her through her dress or whatever
Someone was
she's
smoking in
wearing.
the back of the wagon, and
So
all of a
she's
sudden just.
been-
Blink.
Yeah, so she's just pinned to the roof.
I genuinely thought you were going to say, "Oh, both swords in a shoulder each. Just pin her in."
Yeah, but just through the spine, she'll never move. Ever again.
Oh my god.
Who's controlling the horses?
Drainog is. He's got the reins,
Okay.
and he's talking to the horses as well. He's not just like pulling on the reins and stuff. It is much more natural for him to be, talking to them in Gnomish, as people would hear it, but the horse is going to understand him.
Okay, because of the combination of you being able to speak to them and the rest, we'll give them advantage on this. So they don't have the skill for athletics, but their strength is a +4 anyway. So I'm going to need 3 athletics checks, please.
Go on, Dreadnought. You're driving.
Yeah. And what's the athletics for them? What did you say it was a +4?
+4.
Sorry, did you say +4 or +2?
4.
+4.
4. Okay. And advantage, you said?
Advantage, yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Advantage
You're
+4.
skittering about.
I'm glad there was an advantage there because that was a 1 and a 12.
It was Jesus.
So 16 in total.
Yeah.
Okay, so they veer off towards the left, and the wagon goes barreling just past the threshold of where these creatures are now descended upon the old man, pulling him apart as you barrel between the two buildings from where him and his daughter had previously come. This is a residential area leading further off towards the west, and numerous people have been coming and going. Some of them are frozen stock still in the doorways. Other ones are in the middle of the street. Other ones are even in the process of moving across the rooftops, and they've frozen there. There are creatures drifting between buildings. There is one that you note just further down the road that is kind of going past one of the front doors, peering in, and then slowly crawl with a hand kind of wrapping around the threshold of the door, goes underneath and inside, and then there is a sudden shriek of an animal, likely a feline or a dog or a yelp. That
Don't you
as
dare.
It is.
Okay, you can do it, humans. That's absolutely fine. Don't
you
kill the
dare.
animals.
We signed up for dark fantasy, but as soon as you hurt dogs and cats,
Well, you know,
TPK, we're taking that fucker down.
Yeah.
well, you're welcome to stop the wagon.
Look,
You can hear the sounds coming from inside.
if I need
the
to
wagon
stampede
goes barreling
someone,
past.
I'm getting out.
James.
Oh, there's a ginger child.
As you continue barreling past the front of this building, many of these beings which are drifting in and out, some of which are similar to how they had in the square, looming over some of these people, almost watching them. It's almost as though they know something there, but they're trying to clarify or goad it into moving before they can actually do something. But these people, to their credit, with absolute terror on their face, most of them are still remaining stock still, sweat beading across their brow, limbs beginning to shake slowly, whether that's through fear or just the tension and the effort of keeping them stock still for as long as they have. They just look ahead, trying to unsee these horrible visages which are this close to their faces. But then all of a sudden, as you come barreling across with the horses and the wagon, all of those heads snap around towards the wagon and they start beelining towards you. But with the speed and the navigational skills of Drainog, guiding these horses in between people, as the wagon rocks back and forth and people fight to hold on, you manage to navigate between two people which are in the middle of the road, narrowly missing both because they're not able to move without drawing the ire of the creatures which are right next to them. You go between the two of these people which are kind of flanking both sides of the road and continue barreling as these creatures take off after you, gliding at speed towards the back of the wagon. At this point, they're probably about 20 feet behind by the time they actually curl away from what they're doing and take off. So you've got a bit of ground on them. So the quick proximity to these creatures cause the horses to bolster and go quicker, almost as though being freed from their ability to their instruction to remain still has now allowed them to release that kind of fear they had before, and it's giving them that speed to keep going. It does start making it a bit harder for them to navigate on some of these roads which are tightly packed. So the DC will go up for the next street.
Mm-hmm.
However, you still get your advantage because you're still able to talk to them within that 10 minutes. So I need another animal handling with advantage. Another animal handling.
Yep.
And then that will determine if you maintain that advantage. Sorry. Ignore what I said before. I've completely messed up my system.
Digala, are you just kind of like, as we're going around corners and we're getting close to people, just kind of like squashing yourself against the wagon?
Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
Yes, 100%.
16?
16, yeah. On the visual, it like bounced to a 20 and then rolled over to a 10.
Okay. Okay, so with them behind... Yeah. Okay, so you'll get advantage on the animal handling on this one as well. Oh, and the
Draenor will
athletics,
try
sorry.
to avoid stampeding people, but more that he doesn't want the horses to get hurt and trip and wound. If a person is in the middle of the road and gets run over by a horse, it's their own fault. Okay, they're currently just standing still. However, by just he doesn't want to just hurt the horses.
Yeah.
They are just as much. These people could move out the way.
Can I just
Yeah.
say,
They're trying to stay still and not move, but at the same time, in this moment, they could make that movement to try and dive out the way.
Quick
About
question, actually, because
10
now is a
minutes.
good time for us to bring it up.
Yeah.
Gala, what's your alignment?
it's I think it was chaotic good. I think. Yeah, I was gonna say, after all the shit you gave me and Harry about putting her on the roof, that's an alignment check if ever I've heard of one.
Cassian?
James has had
Cassian's
to dip
disappeared
for just a second.
Okay. Let's get Val for now. Gwyn?
Neutral good.
Neutral good. Okay.
Welcome back, James.
Philip, I will look up later on. Draenor, what was yours?
Neutral good. More neutral than good, though.
Okay.
He's back. Cassian.
And Cassian,
Where?
your alignment.
Oh, I think it's true neutral.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm not going to ask Val.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm going to raise the paranoia for the group. Okay, so I need an athletics check.
Yep. This is with advantage, isn't it?
Yes, this one is.
And
Basically, if you succeed the DC for the animal handling, then I'll give you advantage. If you fail it, it'll be depending on how much you fail it by, or rather, if you get a natural one, then I'll give them disadvantage on the athletics.
Yep.
And if you just fail it, it'll just be a straight roll.
And anyone who thinks Draenog's been a bit harsh, as I've said, his demeanor's very much switched. Cassian would have recognized this demeanor from when he was holding his dead wife and saw the person who caused it. And now this person he's supposed to be helping has done something unspeakable. He's done with these tall animals. That is a
Ooh.
22 for
That's
the
very
horses'
nice.
athletics.
Okay. The horses are galloping their asses off, and this is an impressive feat at how well Draenor is able to convey his instructions to them. With their blinders on, they are just focused on the direct path ahead, and they are not necessarily used to the tasking of pulling such a wagon laden with people and things. They have been pulled out. They are young. This is still very much new, and despite that, the speed and the power behind how much they are able to catapult this wagon forwards and navigate these narrow passages with people, debris, weaving between wall sconces and large kind of braziers, which are kind of braziers.
I was gonna say braziers.
No, I mean I get those two mixed up, just like I get wax and wick mixed up.
Washing still out when they froze, I guess.
And filling this space with that amber hue, you barrel past them. One thing is worth noting.
Yeah.
Raynog and Val, as you are focusing on moving past, you kind of use these lights to direct or guide through your instruction. And as you focus on one of these, Drainog, and tell the horse to kind of veer to one side of it, the wagon peels off towards the right, bringing the flames close to where Val is sat. And as he goes past, it briefly changes color to black and then goes back as he barrels forwards, going beyond it. And the wagon keeps catapulting forwards.
What have you done, Callum? What have you
Right.
done?
Now, as the wagon starts peeling towards the end of the road, it starts to curl around on itself on an elevation. And as the wagon starts picking up and going, one of those large figures is in the middle of the road, currently holding in hand one bisected stone figure, while another is unconscious and flopping on the top of his hand.
Sorry to interrupt. I don't know how to explain this, but there's a park over the other side of the river from my mum's house, and there's a group of 4 people carrying a giant fish made out of, I assume, paper mache or something, but it is truly humongous, and I just...
Can you spin so we can have a quick look?
I can take you to the window. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, because it's quite a distance, but they should be going past... It's very bright out there. That there? Yeah, that is massive. So, sorry, I just feel like I have to
really
mention that.
strange.
I just saw it on the corner of my eye. I was like, what the hell is happening?
Right then, back to the
Sorry.
statue person that's been chopped in half and carried by a ghoul.
The other one is kind of dangling in its arm. This is a figure which its limbs, like the other, are distorted and non-fitting for the shape of its body or the size of its body. These hands are massive. And as it is working its way between one meal that it's halfway through and the other one, which is sure to be next, its attention shifts and its head drifts around and snaps towards the wagon as it barrels towards him. The horses immediately seem to start digging their hooves in to bring the procession to a halt. You need an animal handling check. This one is with disadvantage.
Yep.
Okay.
I may end up using my heroic inspiration here.
Okay.
So disadvantage +6. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to re-roll that 2 right there because I don't fancy that 2. I need to just change how this rolls now so it doesn't. So just the 1 dice, isn't it? So it was either that. What was it? A 10. The other one.
So you re-roll.
It was
if are you using your heroic
2.
inspiration?
To re-roll the 2, yeah.
So it doesn't count as giving yourself advantage. It's just a re-roll for the 2.
So it's a straight roll to try and beat a 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So that's a 12.
It's better than a 2.
It's much better than a 2. A 6 is better than a 2.
Okay, so this athletics will be with disadvantage, but you do still get to make it. As they start digging their hooves into the street, there is a lurch from the wagon with people inside as you go from going at top galloping speed to suddenly skidding forwards as the horses, faced with this creature, instinctively try to back up away from it, but the momentum of their gallop is causing them to slide over cobblestone, and as it looms ahead of them and the attention is fixated on them, Draenor has to fight to guide them forwards and make them push beyond that instinctive need to stop moving.
And he'd be like, "Come on, my cloven friends, advance!" And that was a 13.
For disadvantage, that's okay. That's not too bad.
It's not the worst. Yeah, imagine everyone's kind of sliding. We're all braced. Yeah.
Okay.
What that was, Harry, was Dagala hanging onto one side, and as it slows down, swinging. And smacking
Okay.
the face.
I was
swinging
so
back again.
confused.
I honestly thought you were just like stretching.
Yeah.
With the slowed momentum, the horses seem to shudder away, but as Draenog's voice starts to go through to them, they start picking up pace again, trotting first and then going back into a gallop, reluctantly barreling towards this creature. And as they swerve away from it, they come very close to where it is. It's going to get an attack on Brown.
Oh, thank God.
Oh dear.
It's on the other side.
It's not thank
Well,
God,
you-
because if the horse dies,
It's fine. We've still got another one.
Yeah, but there's a big carriage.
That is a fair point.
we'll have to get rid of some weight. Sorry, Dagala.
I'm not even on. Well, I'm hanging on, but I'm faster than this. Anyway, even with exhaustion, I'm quicker than this cart.
We'll just trip you up.
Why would you do
Why
that?
would you do that?
So that it can attack you while we get away.
Oh.
Start
This new
Draenog.
version of Draenog that's coming out. I love it.
Yeah.
I think
He
we
saw
need to
something
just-
change in Val and then just changed himself.
entirely.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay. It swings towards Brown, and inches shy of cutting into his neck as the horse yanks away. Those claws rake, but it missed by one. As it rakes past, the horse continues to gallop and go forwards. And now, having gone past the threshold of this creature, they have all the incentive in the world to pick the fucking pace back up, and they barrel forwards. Okay. You are coming towards an intersection. On the right-hand side, there is what looks to be numerous wagons which cut off the avenue of progression. There is another path which is much smaller, which continues in roughly the same direction. By necessity, you have a choice. You can either try and get the horses to jump the kind of obstruction and hope that they're actually able to make it and see whether or not the wagon can go up and over while taking the collision, or you can try going the narrow route, which means that there's no risk of damage, but the route is smaller, so the DCs are going to start to go up.
What was the obstruction again? Sorry, what did you say?
Wagons, like not like full wagons like yours are, but like kind of wagons is the wrong word to use.
so on
You know,
one,
like platforms that you pour stone across on,
Right.
sleds type things.
on one path, there's a castle with a dark, stormy cloud above it, and on the other path is the gala being smeared across the wall.
Yes.
Could
I-
try.
That one.
I feel Cassian's hand on mine as we veer towards the narrow passage.
I could
Dagala must be
try,
so happy that Cassian's not on the roof of this anymore, because he would have cut his fingers off long ago.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
It would have been a sort of boot just slowly applying pressure.
Seeing the
Like
wagons and
Scar-
stuff up front, Titus, do I think a well-placed blast of some kind, like an eldritch kind, would clear enough space for the horses to get through?
Yeah, because they're not full. Keep in mind, is if other people want to intersect and try and do things, you can. This is not a combat. You can jump in. Once I've described the scenario, if you do have an idea for doing it, you can influence things like the DC, because you've got a few more of these checks to do. You only came a short way into the city, and you're trying to get out the west side.
I mean, Dagala is just kicking anything that comes close. Like any sort of nasty looking thing, he's swinging a leg out, hanging on for dear life, just kind of never really looking forwards, always looking at what's in front of him and behind to make sure they're not being chased. So this narrow passageway is going to be a real surprise for him.
I mean, you can kick and punch the wall.
Yeah. I think as soon as, because I've got 120-foot range on my Eldritch Blast, as soon as we see the obstruction, Val's going to kind of try and steadily get to his feet a little bit, and he's gonna try and fire an Eldritch Blast at one of the carts just to try and break it a bit.
Normally, I'd say this is with disadvantage, but because you've got some Battle Sniper, I'll say that that's probably reason enough to just have a straight roll.
Yeah.
To clarify again, these aren't wagons like the wagon you're in. They're like the kind of they're like sleds with a single wheel on either side that you'd normally put stones and stuff on and then use. It's kind of like a wheelbarrow, but without the same shape.
I'm picturing a bring out your dead kind of wagon.
Yeah.
I just can't remember the word for it. But they're those in the middle of the road, and some of them have got formations of stone and metal and stuff across the top. So horses could go up and over, and then the wagons would connect with them. But unless they take a shit ton of damage from doing it, the wagon will push its way through.
Yeah.
It's whether the horses can make the jump, because if they don't, they're not going to keep moving, or they'll at least take some damage, which will slow their progression.
Okay.
If you go in the narrow way, you won't have to make those kind of rolls, but you will be having higher DCs because the pathway is much smaller afterwards.
Well, my idea is I'll give it a go. If I miss or it doesn't work, then hopefully we'll still have enough distance before the narrow passage so we can just veer off.
Yeah. I mean, you've got 120 feet, so regardless of whether or not Draenor still wants to go down the narrow path or not, it's up to him, but we'll see how your attack roll goes. Let me just...
I don't think it matters what Draenog wants. Cassian's going to make this happen.
That should hit. That would be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, roll damage.
And
Nice.
that's my D10.
Remember, the AC is how difficult the thing is to hit in a place where you can actually deal damage, and the damage itself is dealt by how big the actual substance is that you're trying to break through.
Gotcha. So that is, unfortunately, a very shit roll. That is 3, 4.
It is wood.
It's 7 points of force damage altogether.
Okay.
It's not nothing.
Just-
I
Did you add
rolled
your
a 1 on
agonizing
the D10.
blast?
Yes, I rolled a 1 on the D10.
Ooh, okay.
Yes.
Shame.
Right, let me just double
Might have enough
check.
time to try another one.
Degala doesn't know, but hopes. And also, Bonnie, if we could fireball that, my God, we'd fireball that. We might need another level, though, just to be able to hit there.
You're just going to kind of jump over a flaming sled.
Also, yeah, for the Eldritch Blast, as somebody made a good point, what does it look like now? It's different, and it does seem to surprise Val as well when he casts it. It's not like the sort of pale forest green that it was before. It's now almost just like a sickly black color.
Oh,
And it
great.
just fires straight out, and you can see him sort of reel in pain as well afterwards when he pulls his left arm back, and when he sits down again, he's just kind of like holding his shoulder and just trying like, it's almost as like he's shot it with so much force that he's like dislocated something, and now he's trying to pop it back in.
What have you done?
We'll find out. Or maybe we won't. So the blast does not do enough damage to destroy one of the platforms. However, the actual force of the blast is enough to kind of off-kilter it. But the DC has gone down slightly to make the jump if you're going to do that. It's now up to Drainog in the time between then, whether or not he is still going to try taking that jump to go through that path, or whether or not he's going to go through the narrow one. But it's the DC of doing the jump has now gone down slightly. This is your call.
Dramatic.
Either one of these could go horribly wrong in different ways.
Yeah. One is it's going to be a little difficult going through a tight passage, while the other ones, we're like a car going over a ramp.
Yeah.
You know, GTA style over a bunch of wagons to hopefully land somewhere where it's safe and not completely.
Two mounds
buckled.
of flesh attached to the front, pulling it.
Yeah. Destroy the wheels, just, hurt the horses, everyone fall off. But we're going down the passage. It looks safe.
Okay.
Well, all that Eldritch Blast for nothing.
We got to see it at the very
We
least.
got to see it. It was flavour.
I dislocated my shoulder. It's all good.
Okay.
You've got another
So,
one.
I can't wait for there to be tons of boxes down this down this small path.
Yeah, like, wah, wah, wah. And start firing them all off.
Yeah.
okay, so I need an animal handling check first.
Yep.
Come on, Dean. Come on.
Got a +6 for this, so fingers crossed it should be good.
Is it just straight? Ooh,
That's a 24.
Beautiful.
nice.
Leave it to
Okay.
Drainog.
And an athletics check with advantage, which is a good thing because the DC is now higher.
Mm-hmm.
How's Gwyn doing on top?
Fine.
Fine.
It's fine.
Brace
Just-
yourself up there.
Sitting on
Yeah.
the woman, keeping her there.
Okay.
Oh, consent.
He is
Yeah.
respectfully observing the woman.
Okay.
We've established he's
Making
already stabbed
sure
her in
she's
both
the-
shoulders.
Exactly. She's pinned.
Pins her down respectfully.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to roll this now, but don't forget Degal is.
Mm-hmm.
I know Degal is there. Drainog has no idea that he's clung to the edge. So
Yeah. And Degala can't see this coming. Oh no.
with advantage, that was a 10.
We're having squashed elf tonight, boys.
Can I keep an eye out on the route from above, since I've got a vantage point, and just like shout if there's anything happening to help?
To help Degala.
To help Drainog.
Okay.
Why would I help
Um,
Degala? He's put himself in this mess.
Yeah, I mean, we can factor that into the rolls going forward now that they've broached into the actual path. Not now that the rolls are made, because I want to veer away from retroactively changing rolls now. However, Degala,
Yep.
can I have a reflex. No, not reflex. I'm thinking old school. Dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm good at these, so yes, you may. And
60 points of splash damage.
I've changed my D20 as well because the other one
Famous
wasn't.
last words. I'm good at these.
The alley
So-
just gets tighter and tighter.
So a dex save with a -2. Okay.
Yep.
Oh,
So
shit,
basically,
yeah, of course.
the exhaustion affects any D20 roll.
Okay. So I
Any
rolled.
D20 test is the term it uses in the book, which is all rolls apart from damage.
Yeah. So I rolled a 3. So that goes to a 1
Okay.
plus 6
Oh,
is 7 for
I'm
my
good
dex
at
save.
these.
good at deck saves.
You
Fucking
got any of that
dice.
inspiration left?
Used it already to survive already.
We got another one at the beginning of the session, though. Have you used
Yeah,
it already?
I used that one already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
The
Shame.
Gala,
Yeah.
what's your health?
6.
Yeah.
Join us in death.
It is now 1.
Oh my god.
Oh.
You collide with the stone as you're trying to grab hold and pull yourself in. You hear the horses whinny and rattle, and as you instinctively think there's probably one of these creatures coming in, you veer out and look. Just as the wagon careens in towards this narrow passageway, and although the horses clear the gap more than fine, the wagon lurches onto one side, almost favouring those two wheels more than the other. And it pitches just enough where, as you pull yourself in, the back of your head slams into the stone and is dragged across it for inches before the wagon rights itself. And the back of your head is now wet with blood. You've got 1 hit point left.
I'm
'cause I dealt
assuming
5 damage.
That I'm no longer on it as well. After
Well,
something
No,
like
no, you're
that.
still on it.
I'm still
Can I
clinging
Still
on.
on it.
Can I grab him and pull him up?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay, I will now grab him and pull him up.
Okay.
Cassian
I
just
just-
sees that he's hanging on by a thread and is like, nope.
Can I just
was-
praying that I don't have to do a check to see if I stay stable on the roof?
So that was 1d10 worth of bludgeoning damage, and you got 5.
My god.
Yeah, we would have left you behind.
Yeah, you wouldn't have known. You would have just looked behind and be like, oh, Dagala's on the floor.
Oh, a puddle.
Gala's now on the roof as
Shame.
well.
Yeah,
As
so
you yank him up, you can see the back of his head wet with the blood, and with bits of stone which are now caught in his hair.
hey Gwen,
Um,
are you? Hey Gwen, hey, hello.
As
just
the
gonna
wagon
just
continues to
put
go
down.
forwards.
Quick, Gwyn, pin him to the roof as well so he doesn't fall off.
Shoulder.
The wagon continues to roll down at speed down this passageway, rocking back and forth every now and again as it goes over its the debris and causing the wagon to, on one side or the other, kind of pitch upwards. You fight for purchase, and you cannot help but glance towards the sides of the wagon on either side. You're almost expecting one side's elevation to be just enough to cause the top of the wagon to careen into one of the stone walls in this passage. So far, you've managed to avoid it. Directly up ahead of you is one creature between 2 people, and its attention is on them until you are about 15 feet shy of it, in which time one of its eyes swaps around and locks upon you. Its head starts to lift. One of the figures immediately snaps their head around out of shock and horror at seeing this wagon careening towards them with the horses. And as they shriek, the creature immediately grabs hold of the top of their head and starts squeezing while its attention still remains on the wagon approaching it. The other person remains still. Are you just barreling forwards?
Yes.
We can't not.
oh my god, yeah.
We've chosen this route now.
Once we're within 60 foot of it, would I be able to try and steady
Yeah.
aim attack it?
The creature?
Yeah,
of
so
course.
I was going to do another Eldritch Blast
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it as well if
Like
I
I
can.
said,
Just
we're not in combat, guys, so just intercede in any of these descriptions, assuming that you can get off actions.
Gwen, it looks so pretty.
Oh,
Shush.
natural 20.
Oh,
Oh,
was-
Is it?
does a dirty
Okay.
20 hit?
oh.
Yeah, just okay. So if you do your damage as before criticals, you don't roll the first dice pool, as it were, the base dice pool. You assume it maxes. and you roll the dice pool again.
Oh, whilst we're just rolling, are we like near roof level, or is it like quite high up still to the roof level, down this narrow path?
Oh no, it's just open air above you.
Yeah, I know, but like the size of the buildings.
The roofs
the
near the
buildings
top
are
of the
higher.
wagon.
But
Yeah,
the buildings are
these
higher.
are multi-story houses.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna keep an eye out in case anything comes from above.
yeah, of course. Good.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I'm going to just assume the Gala's concussed as fuck and can't do
Yeah.
anything right now.
I think I've got my foot on you, keeping you down.
Okay, I understand.
Who's going first?
I'd
Val or
imagine
Cassian?
you, because you've got a longer range.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, as we sort of see this, Val will again try to steady himself, and Drainog or whoever else is next to him can see that even under the heavy cloak, he is like sweating. There's almost like a little pool of sweat beneath his feet where he's just been like profusely sweating. He kind of stands up again and still stumbling around, but his arm, where it looks like it may have dislocated, just seems to weirdly sort of like flick back into position, and then his like arm starts to sort of twirl, and even he doesn't know what he's doing. He looks shocked again, and he again fires the Eldritch Blast, and that is 25 points of force damage to the creature.
Nelly Furtado.
As you do this bolt, it strikes it in the front of the face where its eyes were, and its head snaps back down the back of its head, almost like it's on an elasticated neck, which it probably is. But as its head starts to smoke from the top, it starts leering back up, its head rewriting itself, and its eyes widening further as its maw starts to widen, at which point Cassian then makes his attack. And
17 psychic damage.
Oh my god.
as that head snaps back up and it emits that loud scream, that psychic blade goes straight through the hole created by the Eldritch Blast, punches out the back as it just crumbles. The figure whose head was being squeezed crumples underfoot from the relief of the pressure of the fingers going in, burrowing into either side of its head. The other one just shrieks and throws themselves clear of the side of the as far as they can, pressing against the wall. The other one, slumped as they are, vanishes beneath the wheels as the wagon just rides over them. The other one pins themselves against the wall just as the wagon goes barreling past. Would have made contact with Degala if Degala was still there, but he's not. He's now on the roof.
Thank you, Gwyn.
It's okay.
As Val also kind of just like falls and sits back down, he lets out a bit of a shout and holds his arm again. And who's up front with me? Is it Drainog and Cassian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys will probably see where he kind of holds out his arm. Obviously it was fully bandaged, but the bandages are starting to sort of tear and rip off a little bit, and you can see underneath his arm looks like it almost looked like it's been burnt, and there's like blisters and boils and things that seem to be starting to form sort of under the bandages and stuff like that, as he's just kind of clutches his arm in quite a lot of pain and still just pouring out with sweat and like hyperventilating, and he really just does not seem with it whatsoever.
Oh god.
Okay.
Just a really quick question. How close are we towards the bell tower?
The bell tower's towards the east, you're heading west.
Oh,
So
okay,
there
so
is, do
nowhere
you mean
near.
the smaller bell tower that was on the west?
The main one that we saw.
That's on the east. So you had a smaller one that was towards the west.
Yeah.
That would ring, and then it's the larger bell tower which does the bell, which can be heard, which Degala basically heard from fucking miles off because of his ridiculous hearing. But it is a loud bell which carries across.
Cool.
The other one is closer towards the parting of the mountains, and it's normally the first one to ring as a watchtower, and then it's
Right.
the big one that does the signaling on the east.
Cool.
From the smaller tower, you're probably about four more groups of rolls off, at which point you will then be on a straight run out of the town for those that are more familiar with Eldrin. But it's four more rolls that, if they fail, could result in you being stopped in combat starting again. So, before we get to those four rolls, we're going to have a break.
Okay.
Just come back to it,
Thank
and we
god.
will pick up from there. So, 10 minutes, guys, and we'll be back at 1:15.
Brilliant. We'll see you then. Cheers, guys. Bye
Bye,
bye.
guys. Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go and jump straight back into things. With the party currently hurtling atop their wagon or within their wagon, away towards the western side of Beldrin. They are currently navigating their way through a narrow side street, having just interrupted a creature that was in the middle of surveying two people which were occupying this street. One failed to hide their shock at seeing the wagon hurtling towards them, gave themselves away, and was being grappled by this creature. And the other one remained still. When the wagon grew closer and the creature was put down, the one that had remained still threw themselves out of the way, narrowly missing the wagon as it went past. The other person, from the crushing impact of the fingers into the skull, collapsed when the creature released them. Whether they were unconscious or not, you can only hope they were, as the wagon's leftmost wheels went over one after the other over this body as it continues to roll down this pathway. Atop the wagon, where Gwyn is currently keeping the unconscious woman still, stopping her from kind of sliding one way or another with the sharp turns that are being made. Draenor with his Degala, with the bloody back of his head. It's the D's that keeps throwing me off.
I'm very sorry.
I'm that simple. That's all right. I'll forgive you. I'm just going to call you Iggy. The back of his head. Don't know. It just confused me more. The back of his head, bloody, is dragged on top, narrowly missing or vacating the space which this other person now feels pressed against this wall as you go past. Gwyn is keeping his eye up and above, which is to the benefit as he does see one of the long-limbed creatures shifting across the top of the building, more dragging itself than gliding. And then it stops with its hands kind of gripping the edge of this rooftop as you and the wagon start hurtling down, and it leans over almost as though it's a creature lapping a stream below it, leaning its head going into this space and watching you. And then just as the wagon is about to go underneath, it throws itself forward towards the top of the wagon, and there is one on the other side which is doing the same, lurching forwards. I'm going to make attack rolls for them.
You are muted, Harry, by the way.
Okay.
I was going to ask if I could have my greatsword ready, just for the distance. Yeah,
of course. So, as the first one goes forwards, it tumbles towards the space directly ahead of Gwyn, in front of Gwyn, and directly above the space where Val and Philip are currently spaced below. Let me just put them there. They are on. That one is on top. I'm just putting it on the side so it's not cluttering figures. The other one goes, although it left slightly after, with such speed, it tumbles down ahead of the wagon and vanishes beneath it as the wagon, the other side, collapses and collides into it. It does make, as the horse goes past it.
Oh, God.
Okay.
When the book comes out, it's never a good sign.
Could be.
yeah. The rules are more often in our favour now.
Yeah. Oh,
So Titus's home rules, by the way. They're not.
yeah, that book is his.
Ah,
No,
yeah,
he wrote
that's yeah. I say no. They're definitely not in our favour then.
The horse, Grey gives a shriek of sudden shock and pain as its underside is briefly raked. As it goes past, it takes 1 point of damage.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
maybe.
Okay.
I'm not going to give it full abilities damage and the rest of it because it is basically being trampled underfoot when it's getting off this attack of opportunity. As it goes across, so Grey's now 1 point down. Okay. Right. The other one is still on top and is now directly face to face with Gwyn. You can see that where the others have kind of glided over the ground, this one, it's pulling itself by the torso, because where its legs should kind of branch off, They're kind of semi-merged together in a almost rock crude imitation of almost like two strings wrapped around one another, coiled. It kind of comes to the point where it's almost as though the limbs have started trying to form and then just re-merged on themselves. And it is dragging itself by these. It's not gliding.
Yeah.
But as it leans itself up, the arms seem to elongate and its torso seems to elongate with it, coming up so that it's slowly coming towards your head height as its maw starts to open and its eyes go wide. So you can get off an attack if you want to because you've got your weapon ready.
Yep, absolutely. Gonna swing at that. Let's just do some
Everyone
rolls.
within the wagon or on the other side will hear the thud as it lands atop.
Can Dagala try and sweep its feet out to give Gwyn an advantage on a prone? Oh no, it can't be proned. Can he just swing a foot out to try and kick it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's Gwyn get his attack off first and then you can make yours.
Nope, that's not gonna hit, so that's going to be a 12 to hit. Oh no, sorry, 10 to hit.
Oof.
Oh, that doesn't.
No.
The weapon does come down towards it and does cut across the front. But here, in the absence of your blade being soaked with water, you notice now the first contrasting difference. Where your blade should normally cleave through it, it instead meets resistance as though you're trying to cut into stone. And you don't push with as much force as you think you should have because you weren't anticipating that sudden resistance, and your blade kind of cuts across the top of it instead of cutting through it. The Gala starts crawling around towards the side and does what?
Would this be kind of counted as... Oh no, we've not rolled an initiative yet, so it doesn't count. He's going to sort of... He's still on his back. He's still a bit dazed. Definitely given a disadvantage for this because what's just happened to him in his head. And he's just going to swing out with his feet and just try and catch it in any way he can, just with sort of a little... the very tip of his foot trying to like dig into it somewhere.
Oh,
Just
sorry.
imagine you full-on donkey, like kangaroo kicking Gwyn off the side of the
With a nat one, it might happen.
It will still take 4 damage because of graze.
Good.
Very nice.
Fantastic. Yeah, keep in mind all these abilities, weapon abilities and stuff, guys. They are so fucking useful.
Okay.
They're probably one of the biggest boons you get in the new system.
16. 8.
Graze being a big one. The fact that you deal damage even on a missed hit is, beautiful.
So,
okay, so that's
12 to hit.
From where the weapon cuts down the front. What did you get? 12.
12 to hit.
Yeah, that still hits.
Oh,
That
fantastic.
hits. Nice. These
So-
don't have as high as AC as the ones that float.
Ooh, okay.
That's a new
Exhaustion doesn't reduce damage by 2, does it? It's just
Not damage.
checks.
Any D20 test,
Sound.
which is
Okay.
ability scores, saving throws, and attack rolls.
Well, in that case, that is a 10 points of bludgeoning. Is it bludgeoning damage? Yeah, bludgeoning damage. 10 points of bludgeoning damage as he swings his foot around, just about avoiding like the side of Gwyn, sort of spinning on his back and smacking his foot into basically into the small of its back, where he imagines that would be on this creature, just swinging around and kicking into it.
As Gwyn cuts across the front of it, there's enough force still there to cause it to kind of spin towards Gwyn's left side so that its back is exposed to Gala, and as he swings his leg around, he kicks it in the small of the back, and the creature, originally facing Gwyn and ready to attack,
Oh,
is
actually-
spun around.
Very sorry. Unarmed strike. You make a melee attack that involves your body to do one of the following effects. Can you make a strength or dex save, please? Against 14.
Nope.
He is pushed 5 feet.
Which is in line with the description. So as he gets spun 90 degrees, full on pelt him in the small of the back, and he lurches forwards. As the wagon continues to thunder down this passageway, the creature is left as a smear on the side of the building from when you've punted it into the side of it, and it just gets dragged along off the wagon now and left as it tumbles towards the ground from where it made the impact on the building, left behind in the wake of this wagon.
Is it going to go in?
It's certainly more marked on the wall than it was before.
I think it's not good.
I think you should sit down.
Yes, I think you're right.
Do we have water? Can we get water?
The back of
Anybody
my head
water?
is cold. It's very chilly.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think you've suddenly gained a. Oh, you were already bold, weren't you? Were you bold?
No, I have hair.
Ah, well, you are now.
Oh, bold is dignified look. Ooh.
It was Darrell that was almost bold from where he stuck his head against the wall.
That was it, yeah.
Okay, so I need.
You might want to start considering to shave the rest of it.
Do you think it would suit me?
No,
Okay.
Oh,
not
So I
him.
need
Josh
another-
is fine.
Yeah, thank you.
that's what I was saying R2, the poor elf.
I was going to say I don't have much of a chance.
Yeah.
So I need another animal handling check.
Yep.
Right, come on, Dean.
So this is a +6. Let's get one of these going. Okay, so a 16 again. Doing
Nice.
quite well with that.
You continue to speak to the horses in Gnomish, and they can normally just pick up on the tone of your voice and the mannerisms, but they actually hear your words, and it's your words which is kind of like the saving grace that they're holding on to in this overwhelming rush of stimuli. They're just listening and obeying this small, calf-like child figure that they've been following around and listening to. And by following your advice, they are still alive. They've only had a brief moment of pain between the two of them, and that is keeping them going as they continue to rush onwards. So you'll make the athletics check as a straight roll.
A straight roll, not advantage. Okay.
Straight roll.
Oh.
Come on.
If you would have failed this in the face of them having ridden people over, it would have been at disadvantage.
So I'll be saying to them, come on, my cloven friends. We're close to the fields. We'll be out of the city soon. And that's 15.
Nice.
Nice.
The wagon continues to rock from one side to the other as they go up and over fruit and wood and tools that have been left cluttering this space. At one point, there is a small straw doll which just goes over, barely noticing the elevation, but the other more unwieldy objects which litter cause it to lurch back and forth. And every now and again, there is the sound of strained fabric and slight tearing as it rocks, meets stone, and then rocks back. And it goes back and forth, navigating this passageway. And then up ahead, as the horses continue to barrel, this narrow alleyway veers off at a 45-degree angle. You have time and space if you want to do anything to try and assist this. They are going to make a sharp turn. The DC for this is going to be high.
Oh,
But
this
if
is
you
gonna
clear
hurt.
this, you'll be back out into open space.
Are these lit as well, this alleyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's you've got wall sconces, you've got braziers out and about in different places. There's thankfully none of the latter in this space. It would probably be a bad thing if you did kind of ride into them, and the horses certainly wouldn't appreciate riding towards fire, which most animals are instinctively afraid of. What you can hear before you start planning what people are going to do to try and do, because the DC on this is high,
Yeah.
is a sudden sharp turn when there's not enough space to angle the wagon. There is more noise coming from the rooftops as things are now going after you, again trying to drop on top.
Yeah, we're probably the loudest thing in the city at the moment, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
You'd imagine. Yeah.
Val, just seeing the turn, is just going to be like, he's just going to kind of shout to Gwyn and everyone on the top, just be like, brace yourselves. But again, it doesn't sound like Val, but this time it sounds like Kyra's voice.
Oh.
What is going on?
Well, this is fun.
What did you say? Pace yourself. Okay.
Cassian was a lot more inclined to listen to him now.
Pace yourself. Yes.
Yeah, must do a little weird thing for Cassian sounding like Kyra.
Okay, so Val's going to call out. Drainog, I'm assuming you're just going to focus on controlling the horses and keeping them going. Gwyn, Dagala, and Cassian, are you doing anything?
Just try and brace
Anything
myself as
you
best as I
think
can.
of that
Yeah,
could potentially...
Just holding on for dear life.
How long have we got? Like, literally a turn, probably, haven't we?
Yeah, you've got about 30 feet before this sharp turn. You have
I'm going
not
to try
got
and
long-
hold on to both of them, like pinning them down. But
Okay.
I've got to think of their safety because they're both fucked.
Cool.
Otherwise,
So, on the mechanical side of that, if at any point they are required to make dex saves, they'll get it with advantage. If any attacks are made against either of them, I'll give them the +2 to their AC because of what you're doing.
Is there like on the top of the carriage? Are there any sort of like rungs or little bits which have broken off slightly where something could be attached to?
I'd imagine with the damage that's been taken from where it's colliding on the side, there'd be enough of a kind of gap that would need to be repaired, but could serve that function in this case, because I am slowly clocking up some damage for the wagon. When it reaches a certain point, the wagon will stop moving.
Which could be in a second. Right, in that case, because previously I attached a grappling hook to a bit of rope, I'm going to quickly plant the grappling hook into just stick it in the roof of the carriage and throw the rope towards Gwyn, sort of like try and get it over Gwyn and loop it round and just try and tie it in so we're at least vaguely tied on to the roof.
Okay.
yeah, I suppose that works.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It might help. I don't know.
If you get into a circumstance where you need to make a check to stop yourself from being thrown off of the roof, that will make it a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
Poor Cassian has just heard Kyra's voice and then seen rope flying around. He's having a lot of flashbacks.
Very mixed feelings right now, honestly.
What is Cassian doing?
Well, he's already on the seat, so he's probably just going to try and brace himself against the back of the wagon and the seat itself.
Okay.
Right.
In which case, we'll give you advantage for bracing yourself if you need to do a dex check. If, for example, this roll does fail, you're going to be making a head-on collision, or at least a side-on collision with a wall.
It's going to be rough.
Obviously, Val will also just be sort of bracing himself, but he's going to also kind of, because he's very much aware that Drainog is controlling the horses, he's also going to just sort of put an arm kind of over Drainog as well. So if we do hit and it goes sort of forward, at least he's going to try and brace Drainog a little bit as well.
Okay.
Cool.
In which case...
This is why we need a bard in the party.
Yeah.
A bard would have helped really, really, really much right now.
So,
Yes.
Drainog, your animal handling check, please.
Oh, God.
Come on,
Oh,
mate.
If you can get this one high, you will get the advantage on the athletics check for the horses.
Come on.
If you fail it, it'll be a straight check. If it's a natural one, it'll be with disadvantage.
Oh, God.
That's a
14. Okay.
14.
So it will be a straight roll.
Fuck.
You got this. You got this.
Come on, man. So this is
Okay,
the
so this is the animal handling, yeah.
This is the athletics
this
check.
is the +4 athletics.
And you'll be sort of talking to the horses saying the pastures are just around the bend. And 19.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
is it enough? Is it enough though?
I think it's one off.
Yeah, I think it might be.
It is one off.
Oh, no!
Oh, man.
DC 20. However,
Yeah.
it is not a massive gap. So damage is going to be caused, but it is not a big enough drop for them to just strike the wall. So I am going to effectively give it resistance to the damage.
It's still going to be a lot of damage.
You need to destroy this wagon.
God.
Okay.
I think everyone's braced, aren't they, except for Drainog.
Well, I'm
Do I go?
bracing them. I don't think I'm braced.
Yeah, I've got you tied down though. So
Oh, okay, that actually
Yeah.
worked. Okay.
yeah.
As everyone braces and prepares themselves, Drainog speaks and gives them these assurances, and the horses start to rear and start to go quicker, pouncing away, going forwards as quickly as they can. And when they see that turning, they sharply veer. The horses manage to clear. The wagon itself lurches just as you kind of anticipated being. And with the weight kind of on both sides rather than favoring one side, it makes that lurch. And this time when it lurches, rather than just meeting part of the wall and coming away, it meets the wall and then hits the wall, which angles ahead of it, causing it to scrape. And you hear parts of the wood and the metal break or buckle across the very top. and directly ahead of yourself, Gwyn, where you are readying, and directly behind yourself, Val, the cornermost part of the top of the wagon is broken inwards and shattered, raining wood and splinters down on Philip on inside and over everything else which is occupying the space as the top begins to buckle. Because the top of the wagon is beginning to buckle, I'm going to need the DC is going to be lower because the Gala has wrapped the rope around, and you will get advantage because Gwyn is pinning you down. Gwyn, you will not get advantage because you're the one pinning.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a strength saving throw or a a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Sorry. From Gwyn, strength saving throw. From Degala, dex saving throw.
Okay, cool.
Also, roll a second D20 for me after your advantage for the woman.
Okay. Oh my god.
Is that your one?
Advantage, right?
Yeah. You got double one.
No, not a double one, but not good.
One and a two.
Okay.
Right. So what? So Josh, what are you going to call this woman when she's your character now? I'm thinking, maybe a level 1 fighter.
I'm not sure you can see properly. It's a
see it.
3 and a 5.
Oh,
3 and a 5.
Okay.
okay. Well, with
What's
the minus.
Is that the total?
No, the total is
What is the total?
total's 11.
Also
Well, you
minus 2 because you're exhaustion.
Oh,
11.
no, the total's 9. Yeah, the total's 9.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Okay,
DC has been, the DC was lowered from 13 to
Oh.
11.
Yeah.
Hi, Degala.
Yeah.
Nice, guys.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Three.
got 13,
Right.
so
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Oh,
It's not high because it's not like the whole thing's just caved in on itself. It's one corner
yeah.
that started to buckle, causing it to lurch forwards as the momentum of the horses is also sending you forwards. When you manage to grip on tight, and although you start lurching forwards, the strength in your arms just steadies yourself and keeps you pinned. As the Gala is thrust back and forth beneath you, we'll roll his damage in a moment.
Yeah.
Did you roll that d20 for the woman?
You go for it, Harry. You
Oh,
roll.
sorry.
Please, you roll it. I've now got.
Well,
I've got 3 D20s in dice jail after
Right.
today.
I don't think there's any point rolling damage for you at the moment, Josh. You're on 1 HP.
I'm on 1 hit point. Yeah.
Well, it is worth rolling damage
goes
because
over,
remember,
yeah.
if it goes over his negative full hit points, it's an instant death.
Yeah. So if
I imagine that'll be a case from something like this. But you never know.
28 will kill me outright.
well, she got 4.
Is that with the advantage because you're pinning her?
Oh, sorry, I forgot my advantage for her. Let's really hope.
You could be one of the horses, I
Oh,
guess.
okay. 19.
Yay!
Okay.
Okay. So, as she is set to lurch, you manage to tighten, clench your arms in, Gwyn, and you manage to stop her before she goes tumbling forwards towards the part of the upper part of the wagon, which has gone down. If she hit that slope on the front of the wagon, she would have gone head over the top and probably been run over by the wheels when she hit the ground. You managed to stop her from going over. The Gala, however, slides free of the mooring that he set for himself and slides towards the part of the wagon which is pitched over on its side,
Yeah.
tumbling towards the wall. And he takes another 5 points of bludgeoning damage,
And he's down.
which drops him unconscious.
Okay.
Gwyn, I will give you a dexterity saving throw to stop him from vanishing beneath the cart.
Okay.
And am I right in thinking that your failures and successes carry on from if you were down before?
No.
Oh, they
refreshes when you're
reset.
stable.
Thank God.
Nat
Taking
20.
That's 20. As the Gallus, where his head had previously struck the wall, the opposite end strikes the wall on the other side, giving him an odd symmetry which was absent these creatures you've been fighting, which is reassuring.
Yeah.
As he strikes the front of the wall, his eyes roll up as he goes unconscious, but just before he vanishes in the gap which is created when the wagon restarts to right itself, he starts slumping under, and with frightening speed, Gwyn's arm comes out, snatches onto him, and yanks him back by the scruff of the neck, back on top of the roof. And he now has two unconscious figures directly in front of him.
Okay, I'm absolutely going to find a dagger and stab them through the clothing so they stay on this roof.
I've got 2 daggers on me.
That's when it's natural one. Just, oh no, I can't stop stabbing people.
Why? Why always daggers?
Okay,
can I stabilize him as best as I can on this moving?
We'll do that on the next rolls with these
Okay.
guys, because remember, there is something else I described is about to happen that hasn't yet happened.
Yep.
So, first of all, Cassian Drainog, can I have a dexterity saving throw from you? Draenog's DC will be or actually, Cassian will be with advantage because you've been bracing yourself. Draenog's DC will be lower because Val's been keeping him in place. Val, yours is just going to be a straight dex save.
Straight dex save.
Saving throw.
-2 for exhaustion. Oh, that's a natural 20.
Ooh.
+3, -2, so 21.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, look at us getting nat 1s on our death saving throws and then now getting nat 20s.
Okay.
So 21 from me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Cassian.
Rolled a 14 for 20.
Okay. So the benefit of being up front and seeing this sharp turn is that you have the time to brace. And although it spins on its, the wagon is pitched onto its side, you lurch into one another, your shoulders slamming against one another and almost pinning Val against that wall as you go past. But there is something almost rooting him in place, and where you hit him, it's almost like striking solid wood before you are set back upright in this on the bench up front. None of you are pitched forwards over the horses, under the wagon, off the sides. Whatever could have happened with those rolls, you are remaining rooted in place and no damage is taken. But as you turn that sharp corner, it is just in time to see white shapes emerge from the top of the roof and come down towards the top.
Of course, naturally.
Yay.
It's just other survivors. They're just trying to flee with us. That's all there is.
Yeah, sure. From the roofs.
One of these is one of the white shapes, and as the previous one had, it goes over too quickly in its enthusiasm to get towards the wagon. It hits the ground and then peels itself back as you go past, and just as it starts reaching out to grab, it misjudges the timing of reaching to go for the horses as they go past. Its body hits the side of the wagon as it rights itself, and then it is broken underneath the spokes of the wheel. As the wagon proceeds on, there is a uncomfortable sound as the wheel starts shaking side and side and side. The other shape that comes down initially as Gwyn looks around, he anticipates seeing another one of those figures, either gliding down, floating as the other ones had, or without legs as the second one that they just encountered had. Instead, it is a panicked youth, probably in the early teens, that is throwing himself to try and get from one building to the other, misses the jump and hits the wall, tumbles down, and is beneath the wagon, between the two wheels, as the wagon goes over the top of him.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, lovely.
His fate is left unknown, as you know he wasn't under the wheels because the wagon would have lifted, but he managed to escape unscathed. However, the shriek of the creature that goes down after him suggests what fate is probably going to follow.
Right, okay.
Now, there is 2 more rolls. This next roll will take you out, back into open terrain. You did strike the wall, so I got another roll here. The next one is to go from the open terrain out of the city, out of the town.
Do I need to make a death save?
Yes, you do. But
I
after
will-
you make your save, then Gwyn can intercede and do
Yeah.
a stabilizing action.
I will roll it on Owlbear,
Do
and
not
it's
roll
got
a
the
one.
-4 on it.
Mhm.
Okay.
9.
Not a 1.
9. So that's a fail.
One fail. Gwyn, stabilizing. I believe it's a medicine check.
It's a medicine check. DC of... Is it 10?
I think it's 10.
I'll double check.
Yeah.
Medicine
someone
check
can-
with a DC 10. Yeah.
Right, I will say this will be with a disadvantage because you are on top of a rocking wagon trying to stabilize someone.
Fair enough.
But the DC is still 10, so hopefully it will still be. I keep looking at the screen like I'm expecting him to roll, but Harry rolls in person, doesn't he?
Sorry.
That's right. Roll
Wait.
when you're ready.
Oh, sorry, I completely forgot that I was rolling.
So,
So medicine check with disadvantage.
Okay, disadvantage. Oh, okay, 15.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, wait,
Despite the rocking
let me just check. No, I've not got a plus, so 13.
Is that including your exhaustion modifier?
That's why I reduced it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Despite the rocking of the wagon, despite the now listed part of the surface that you're trying to balance on, you do manage to get to the gal's head and start trying to pad in it as best you can, and just basically double check him over, make sure that the crack from the 2 points of impact he's had are not too severe, and give him sort of checks to make sure he's okay and pin him in place. His breathing does go from rapid to more regular, or at least as regular as it can, given how battered and exhausted he is from the fight. The wagon continues to roll on. One more set of checks now to get clear of this wagon, this more tight confines.
Mm-hmm.
Was, I believe, just going to be straight out into the open. Because of the lurching, we're going to have one more. And then the last check will be in more open terrain.
Okay. So an animal handling?
Animal handling.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be as high because it's a straight run.
It's a 12.
Okay. And the next, the athletics will be a straight roll.
Yep. And he'll be sort of saying, "Come on, you can smell it. The fields are just over there. Let's head to the greenery and we can rest."
Nice.
That's a 19.
Nice.
Okay.
Clutch rolls.
Although they heard you before, the sudden sharp turn was enough to kind of jar them out of that space, and in that panic they took the corner just a bit too quick and caused the wagon to lurch more than it had. Here in straightforward terrain with thankfully no more people kind of peppering the space, your words take root and they just double as quickly as you can. You can see the muscles in their arms, in their legs, in the back of them, on the necks just tightening and bulging beneath the skin. And they just go at speed, far quicker than any human could, well, unless the Gala could hope to run. Taking this space as quickly as they can. The few bits of debris that are in the way, they just barrel past. The wooden crate, which is slightly in the way of Grey, who is still kind of wrestling with the blood dripping down one of its legs from where it got cut across the base, just barrels past it, knocking the wood aside, and you can hear it slightly buckle and shatter where it collides with the wood. They're making their way towards that opening, and in the last few moments, as you can hear more shrieks and more screams, there is the distant sound of boom, 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 and the wagon breaks open into the threshold just in time for you to see the creatures start to crumble in on themselves slowly.
Oh.
And then they vanish from view. The horses are still in full gallop. Now out in open space, they are making the way towards the wider street directly ahead, which is heading towards the west. In the distance, you can see the exit to the town. People around you are still stock still. There are a number of piles and shattered statues with human innards visible from where they got bitten into.
Bloody hell.
The horses continue to gallop.
What?
Guessing you're not going to slow them?
No. What time is it, by the way? Because it was night time, wasn't it, when we came into the city? So I'm assuming it's getting late now.
Yeah, it was getting late because the two, you rested until the morning after on the previous day, continued all the way on for that full day to get towards.
You're going to look for an inn.
Yeah, then you were going to get to the end. So it is still dark, but with the braziers and the sconces and similar kind of lighting the place, all of this is giving stark relief to people. If anything, it makes it worse because of the casting of the shadows and inhuman shapes that are mockeries of human shapes because what should be a full human shadow is bisected or cut in certain ways, and it doesn't match up with what your brain expects to see. And the cries and wails of people that are terrified or in pain start to follow you, hounding your wagon as it barrels forwards, as people, now hearing the bells, release themselves from this state of self-imposed stagnantry. And they can finally react to everything that they've just seen and witnessed and lived through. And the noises going on around you follows you as you continue your passage west. The horse is galloping down this wider street, going past someone that kind of looks around and sees you going off. They almost reach towards the wagon as though they're trying to latch onto it and follow it out. Whether that's from desperation, more than likely, given the speed you're going at. But what also is heard is the sound of your wagon wheels starting to rock upon their mooring, on the cusp of coming loose as the wagon continues to pitch until it finally, past the time when Draenog's spell would finally lose itself, because it was 10 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you breach the threshold of the city, that spell would have gone off, and that kind of gives you an idea of time in the sheer kind of run that these horses have taken. You finally come out onto open terrain. There are fields here. There is stone pathways that angle one off towards the west, towards the gap between the mountain, which is far in the distance. And then the other one angles up northwards, connecting with other pathways that venture out from the town, which lead towards the singular mountain, which is massive and monolithic as it looms over this town. Now in the shadow of it, you imagine that if this is one of the smaller mountains, you can only imagine how vast the world spine ones are off towards the west. And that mountain watches as your wagon proceeds to go west. Which way are you going? Towards the north ones, towards the mountains, or are you going to proceed towards the gap?
Unless anyone else directs, Draenog is going to be going towards the western passage.
Just
Is that the
quickly
quickest way?
as well, Titus, because I've been stabilized.
Yep.
I will regain 1 hit point in 2 hours.
Okay.
Just a heads up.
Awesome. Okay, so now let me just...
Was the western path the quickest way to Neredath, then going around the mountains?
Yeah, I'm going to pull up the map now.
Also, yeah, Bonnie makes a good point. Maybe drop off the lady before it actually looks like we have kidnapped her.
Just sort of push her off the roof.
Also,
do.
James, I love the idea of a character death counter on Discord. I think that's excellent.
It would just be you.
Yeah,
Yes.
A few people nearly died in this combat. I just happened to nearly die twice.
Yeah.
That was all.
I did die technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through exhaustion.
Right.
We'll load in a second. Just loading it up on our there so we can have a look.
Yeah,
We've got
unless
it.
someone sort of says to Draenog, hey, we need to go back to the town. We're going to drop the lady off and maybe get our wagon fixed or something. Tell people that these things are weak to water. He's just, you know,
We
He's
will just have to
driving.
pull over at some point
So-
to rest.
From my marker, which you can see, whoa, that is a big marker. So, Beldron on the western side. Actually, hang on, this might be. So, whoa, no, that is not
Oh.
better.
That's fine. Just use the marker like that. That'll be
Yeah,
right.
that's fine.
So,
Just do it
the
above it.
marker, yeah, so that is the lone mountain on its own. The pathway would come out of the north of Beldron and out of the west, and they both connect up and lead towards that singular mountain. The path you were currently heading towards is that western one, which cuts directly between the gap.
Yeah.
The bell tower off on the western side of Beldron is positioned such that it can view or have a good overview of this passage. And that bell's original intention was to sound should the elves have pushed east. This is the gap that you're making towards. With the mountains looming as large as they are out in this barren open space, it is small comfort to you that you can't see anything pursuing the wagon as it is going. as you march towards things that are much larger than any living being.
Mhm.
But you can see that gap like a kind of silhouetted escape, place of safety, despite knowing that the further west you go, the less safe you really are. Your wagon continues to go, and the horses, spurred on, one by pain, one just by blind obedience towards the calf that has been giving it direction, it has just been going west as quickly as it can. They're starting to foam a little at the mouth from the sheer exertion, both of the travel from the day before and now from the full-on flight that they've had through the streets. The croaking groans of the wagon are significant enough to give people pause, and it is only exacerbated by the speed with which you are moving west.
Yeah.
It's all yours, guys.
Val will kind of just say to Draynog, we need to find somewhere to pull over. We need to rest.
Yeah, I think Draynog will kind of move away from Val a little bit at first and look to Cassian. Where should we stop?
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're asking me where to stop in the wilderness?
Yes.
I don't know. Where's safe?
Can I see any clearings from a vantage point?
It's all open space. It's all open fields with save for these paths. The only kind of obstructions you've got are stunted stone walls, the occasional outcroppings of trees and bushes. There's nothing significant enough apart from maybe a few derelict buildings which were potentially used as either guard posts in the past, but they themselves are not safe in the sense that quite a few of them, for example, have holes in the walls or are missing doors and windows, but they are shelter from casual observance.
Let's say that's probably the best option to go for. I believe there's a building coming up. Let's just circle around there, see if there's any people in there living already.
Yeah, so Draynog will kind of pull on the reins slightly, and he'll start, again talking in Gnomish, but knowing that the words aren't going to connect to them, but at least they're still hearing this kind of softer, familiar voice. And he'll start to lead them slowly towards this derelict building.
Okay, so the derelict building is probably southwards away from the road, more out in the open space and positioned on elevations where people would normally be posted to keep an eye and perhaps give early signals to the bell towers by lighting torches and similar at night, where it's not so easy to watch the pass.
Have we still got the lady? Have we still got the lady?
Yeah, okay. No one's told me that you've dropped her off.
Yeah, okay, we'll leave her at this place and then she can walk back.
Okay. Okay. So the building that you come to is a single-story building up on an elevation in greenery. It gives a wide enough view of the lands to the east and to Beldron itself, but towards the west is where you get the most open view. Positioned in and angled in such a way where the windows themselves and the places where people would normally sit, based upon the old kind of worn away wooden stools and positions of these chairs inside the rotten wood furnishings, which people would normally sit for long periods at and just watch out towards the west. The passage itself is lower into the valley between these two, and you get a good angle, the passageway which goes west, and including the river, which runs or curtails around from the base of the mountain, going north back towards the ocean. It is a good place to be seated if you want to keep your eyes west. To keep your eyes east is probably not as high a priority because there is no windows or openings that give you that view. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to keep an eye out to the east, you have to go out of the building. Where there are holes in the actual structure itself are towards the south. So there is a wind, but it is not a full-on wind, as the winds that are currently blowing by in this late evening are hitting the solid side of the building, so that in itself is a small comfort. The space is largely open. There's not much beyond these furnishings, which was intended to give people a place to sit and watch. The bed that is there is missing two of the legs, one on each side, so it kind of pitches. with one corner down and two legs on the flip corners. There is no matting, there is no mattresses, and the bowls which used to hold water still do hold a small puddle at the bottom, but the smell of it is clearly stagnant. They have not been here for a while. And the lighting that is in here, the candles have long since worn down.
Well, let's not talk about candles.
Yeah. Brenna will bring the wagon up, by the side of the building, and then hop off and start unlatching the horses.
As soon as the wagon, not even when it's fully stopped, but as he is slowing down to pull up, Val will kind of almost just tumble off of the side of the wagon and kind of stand up, trying to catch his foot in, and he kind of just runs over to one of the nearest walls and kind of just stabilizes himself on it and is just facing away from the rest of the wagon and everything. Just, again, heavy breathing, sweating, the whole works, and he's just kind of trying to steady himself a little bit.
Okay.
Gwyn's going to take Degala off the roof and just prop him up against the wall. Could I just get some assistance from you over here, Draydog? I think he's concussed, or well, he was already a little bit messed up anyway, but more messed up than he previously was. Okay.
I'll head on over and to go have a look at him.
He really shouldn't be sleeping whilst he's concussed. I think that's a bad idea. It's also a really loud snorer.
I'll do a quick.
Better we just put him out of his misery.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm tempted. He keeps getting us into scrapes.
I'll do a quick medicine check. That's 8. And I rolled 2.
Oh, he's fine.
He'll spit in his hand and slap him across the face to see if that wakes him up.
Oh, the side of the face, the only part of his head that's not been damaged.
Open palm though, not
Yeah, respect for his tradition, It's
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And when he sees he doesn't, wake up, he'll take out his healer's kit and start sort of tending and sort of taking care of the back of his head. He's like, what happened to him?
Building.
I thought you guys were in the back of the wagon.
Nope. Building.
What, where? And he'll start wrapping his head with these clean linens, and see that they're quickly soaking the blood up, and he's getting some, he's like, I could use this as gauze, and starts cramming it in. And
Are you sure that's safe? It doesn't look clean.
Well, no, the stuff that he's bought is nice and clean. He's used to using dried moss, while this is I guess this cotton stuff will do. There we go.
Okay, just packing the wound with things isn't healing somebody.
You pack the wound, you bandage it up, and you slap them across the face, and they're good to go.
The wound is the back of his head.
Perfect place to slap him.
Do you have gauze? Do you have gauze? Do you have anything to stem the blood flow?
He'd be fine, and he's chewing he'll sort of be taking out some of the dried herbs, and he's chewing them, and he's rubbing them to basically anti-inflammatory kind of stuff.
Do you know what, Draydog? I'm gonna leave you to it. I'm gonna go get the girl as well. Who knows what's happening with her?
There's a girl? What?
Oh, yes.
Oh, we never stabilized her. She might be dead.
She needed to be stabilized?
No, she fainted. She didn't drop to 0 hit points. She's unconscious, but she's not unstable.
Okay.
What girl?
Was a girl.
There's a girl. Yeah, Degala stole a girl.
He just kind of stopped, started taking care of Degala for a second, and went, is this another wrong'un?
Well, Degala, yes.
I told you we couldn't trust elves.
I mean, kidnapping isn't good in any culture.
Did we save her?
I hope so. I'm gonna go find out. I'll go take her off the roof.
Yeah. So you'll be able to, and this is where he'll get out the sniffing salts and give it a quick once under the nose.
Yeah.
So you can do a hit die.
Mm-hmm.
If you roll that plus my proficiency, which is a 2.
So that's 8 points. Thank you very, very much indeed.
Okay.
And as he wakes up, he'll slap him across the face. And you kidnapped a girl?
Hello, Draenor, you little.
He's clearly delirious. Put him back under.
Yeah.
You're
Slap him.
smaller
Slap
than
him
I
again.
remember.
Slap him again.
The woman is still where you left her, on top. When you do pull her off, there's no sign of injury, but she is very much unconscious. It's clear from the rasping of the breathing that although she is not significantly injured, the degree with which she was pushing herself to get back to that square is probably the reason why her body is still taxed as much as it is. Plus the psychological effect of seeing her dad kind of eaten.
Yeah.
She's still very much alive, and no outward signs of injury. So yeah, you can bring her in or leave her as you will.
Well,
Yes.
take her in.
Did I
Um,
not? Where are we?
We're out of the town now. We managed to escape. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I try and help him to his feet a little bit.
I am fat. Oh, dizzy.
Well, drink some water. I'm going to go tend to the
Water.
horses.
Yes,
And
water.
he's going to go check the horses to make sure they're not wounded.
Okay, Cassian. Hello. You look
It
amazing.
is-
I know, thank you.
Josh, are you, you
Go away
get
now.
drunk every time you get concussed?
It's been a while. I'm just kind of
Alcohol and concussions aren't good.
no.
It is getting darker now, for those that struggle to see without the light. The horses themselves, Brown is still very roughed around the mouth from where he was exerting himself, probably more so than Grey. Grey is, one leg is kind of at an angle from where it's sitting on the ground as though she doesn't want to put weight on it. And you can see that along the back of the leg is twin kind of trails of blood from where the creature had kind of scored her as she went past. She obviously caught the upper the muscle, which allows her to go at full gallop, and she was still running on that. But now she's not putting full weight on it, so she has got an injury.
Yep. I'll use my part of his forest gnome thing is so many times he can do speak with animals. So again, he'll take an action to enact that and sort of speak to them both and sort of pat them on the muzzles and be like, "Oh, you both did so well. Thank you. You're both gallant beasts." And I'll use another healer's kit to try and patch up Grey.
Okay. So they both take to this attention. Whereas before, there was always a kind of standoffishness from Grey, or at least an uncertainty on Grey's part. And Brown was much more receptive to your kind of your kind of moderation
charm
of them
him
and
as well.
caring for them. Yeah. Grey is now very much cleaving to you, almost like a frightened animal would, as you're a source of kind of safety and a relief from whatever pain Grey's kind of feeling. That distance that was there kind of vanishes in the moment where Grey starts kind of cleaving to you, and Brown's already there, kind of nose kind of flaring in your hair as your hair and your beard is kind of brushed aside.
I probably smell a wet dog.
They don't seem to care at this point. You're very much a healing source of safety in the aftermath of a flight from creatures, which they were clearly terrified of. But yeah, they do kind of calm and slow. They don't graze yet. They're not that kind of rested, but they can be unhitched from the wagon. The wagon itself, aside from the damage done to its roof, one of the wheels is sat at an angle on the axle, and it's clear that if you had ridden for much longer, it probably would have just come off and the wagon would have pitched.
Yeah.
The sides and the fabric, there are various rips and tears, which become more apparent either when you kind of part them to see the extent of the tear, or when you're going at a speed where the fabric starts to kind of undulate. It could have been a lot worse. There is some very, very clutch rolls that were made that have stopped it from taking more damage, but it could very easily have stopped that wagon from going.
A little question. Has anyone seen Philip?
I was just about to say I want to go inside just to check if there are still places to sleep inside the wagon tonight.
Okay. I will get to that description in a second.
Oh, God.
Anyone else doing anything?
Making a fire, just getting people warm.
Dagalo will be curling up by that fire, just broken as a human being.
I'll
at this
go
point.
see if Val needs anything as well. After hearing his old friend's Gazlo's voice, it's like, you're not Gazlo. Why do you sound exactly like him?
Have you come over to Val?
Yeah.
Okay. You see at the moment, because he's got his back turned to everybody, his feet, there's just like a pile of just what looks like almost like black bile, like he's just been throwing up, and also what looks like wax.
Okay. That looks healthy and sane. So, are you okay?
Fucking look at me, Gwyn. Do I look okay? And I'll turn around, pull my hood back, and where his hair obviously was sort of medium length, half green, half white, it's now all shock white, and it's long, about the same length as yours. His not as luscious, definitely not as luscious. It could never be. And where obviously where the green sort of was in his hair, it's now his sort of skin has almost changed to the same color as what it was. So he's slightly green toned in skin now. And you can see obviously under his bandaged arm that a lot of the bandages are slightly ripped, and it's, as I mentioned before, it looks like it's kind of like burn and blistered sort of boils appearing on the arm. That's also coming up the same, his neck and his face. And he looks
Would you say that again?
So,
I said he looks pretty hideous. Damn, see, even the stream didn't want me to say it. Yeah. No. Not Paul Atreides. He looks fucking rough, and he is like sweating and panting. And when he sort of is just like heavy breathing in, there's almost like a snarl that sometimes comes out, but it's like it's very bestial. It's not something that a human should be able to make. It sounds like a literal animal. And he looks still very dazed, confused, not entirely sure what's going on, but he's very much kind of out of it at the moment.
Well, I appreciate the mimicry, I guess, but you have looked better.
Yeah, I am very well aware. I feel...
he feels bad.
He feels so bad that his stream is dying.
God damn it. Hang on 1 second, let me close the stream on mine just in case, because it's my Wi-Fi's been shit recently. There we go. So, he'll just say, it feels like I died. Which I think I did.
Okay. And now you're throwing up black stuff and wax, which is fine as long as you're here. Probably has further complications down the line that I do not want to go into now. We have survived.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep it that way, shall we?
Let's try. I need to stay outside for a while. I need some air.
Would you like some company?
No. Thank you, though.
Well, howl if you need me.
Sure, I will.
Oh, so where is... Just give me relative positioning before I go to Cassie and getting into the wagon.
So Val, obviously, as soon as the wagon sort of slowed down, he just sort of hopped straight out. So he's basically just outside the outer wall. Obviously off, like, to the side a little bit if he can be, just trying to stay away from everybody else for a little while.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll be next to him, but enough to I'll be able to see what's in front of him. So
Also, love that comment from Curse Mop. Val has gone from Paul Atreides to Jon Snow. Very apt.
So, Cassian, you climb into the back of the wagon. Philip is currently at the back of the wagon, closest to where the flaps were.
Mm-hmm.
There is a cluster of kind of logs and sticks, which has kind of been neatly moved to one side. Weirdly neatly, given that the wagon was rocking. But as you kind of move in and you see Philip, he's stuck still. You climb further in and look, and you notice something that seems odd. And it's the fact that, given that you've just come across creatures lacking symmetry, it almost became normalized that there is a noticeably lack of symmetry to Philip. His left arm above the elbow is severed, and he is holding his arm with his right and just looking at it. And then he reaches across and puts it on top of the stack of wood, and then just re-slumped himself down behind the place where Val was.
Philip, did you do that yourself?
Doesn't reply.
I gotta back out slowly.
Slap.
Anyone?
There is a sound, a whimpering that follows you out. It doesn't sound as though it comes from Philip.
Can I see anything else?
Are you
Can I-
poking your head back in?
do you want backup?
I'll shout, anyone, little help, and then poke my head back in.
Okay, I'm pretty close. Don't let Dagala go.
Oh,
Josh, I can see you rearing up to character act there.
So, Philip was slumped at the back behind where Val was. You stepped out. The moment you opened it, you have to kind of recoil, because directly on the other side of the fabric is Philip standing there looking at his axe. I keep saying axe. I don't think he used an axe. It's been a while, Ryan.
Yeah.
He made me punched.
Yeah,
He's punched, yeah. But I remember he had another weapon. I can't remember
Yeah.
if it was...
It was a
something
hand
else.
axe, I believe.
Yes,
It was, yeah.
that's why I kept thinking that. So he's got a hand axe in his hand, which itself is bloodied, and he is just staring at it. But he is directly on the other side of the fabric, and given that he was on the other end of the wagon, it's quite a jarring sudden change from where he is now on the reverse side of your fabric. And as you pull it open, he just stays stuck still.
Does he still have both arms when we see him this time? No, okay, still just one arm. Philip, everything okay?
Doesn't reply.
Okay. Philip, why don't you come out here so we can attend to the wound that you've apparently created?
Doesn't reply.
Drainog?
Drenna could be over at the horses, and you sort of see his little head, like just appear right sort of around one of the swishing tails, and he's like, "What? I'm busy."
I think we've got slightly more urgent matters here.
Philip seems to have chopped his own arm off.
Yes.
And there's that kind of moment where Draenog's like, sort of, it looks away from them, and he kind of shakes his head, and you can see him trying to work out what kind of stupid common parable this is, what kind of phrase, what does that even mean? Sometimes these words in common, they say things and they don't mean what they say. And then he sort of walks around again. He's like, what's happened?
His
He'll
arm.
come marching over.
Well, I went into the wagon and he was holding his own arm with his other arm.
What does that even mean? And he'll hop up and pull back the curtain. Does he see a similar thing?
Yeah.
Philip, what What have you done?
This is just a normal thing.
Philip, if you tell us what happened, we won't be disappointed. I
Yeah,
promise.
that kind of voice. Yeah, it's like, did one of the things grab you? Is it is? And he
Okay.
he looks around. Does he see the hand on top of the twigs?
Yeah.
Does it look like it's been turned into stone or chalky in any way?
No.
And
Does
he'll
it look
just-
wooden?
Do a perception check for me, Gwyn.
Okay. Just because he put it on top of firewood, so I'm like, well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look. Perception is
very much
a straight 10 because of my -2.
It would probably be something that you glossed over with a bloody stumped companion directly in front of you. It is its close proximity to the logs and the twigs it's laid across that you, in the briefest of moments, where similar to the creatures that you just come across, where you're expecting the exposed end of this limb to show bone and muscle and nerve endings and similar. Instead, it's almost like the top of a tree stump. And then as the drape starts to shift in front of you, you reopen it again, and then you can see the bloody viscera that you're expecting to see from a severed arm end. But in that briefest of moments, you swear it looked almost identical to the logs upon which it sat.
So Draenor will he'll start getting his healer's count, and he'll be looking at the stump, and he's like, look, I get it. You're kind of undead. You know, if you've got issues with necrosis or something, you need to let me know beforehand, okay? There's ointments for stuff like that. And he's like sort of looking at it, and he's done multiple medicine checks with Philip in the past. You know, he's noticed the kind of the rot that's happened and the mold. He's noticed the heartbeat, the discoloration, the wound in his side that would leave anyone else fully dead. He's worked out that there's something not quite right with Philip. When he's looking, has the gauntlet completely come off, or did it go all the way up to the shoulder?
This one has come off.
Has he cut through the gauntlet, or has he, kind of slotted it off?
Slotted it off, I believe.
Okay, so how does his arm look where the gauntlet had been previously? Because this is a part of Philip he has not seen.
Looks like normal skin.
Okay. So he'll start. How's the bleeding? There's something not quite right with Philip anyway. So the bleeding is going to be a bit.
Do a medicine check for me.
Yeah.
This feels like an episode of House.
Yeah.
It's like
yes, the blood's coagulated.
It's lupus. That's what it is.
17 for my medicine.
There is blood there. There is not as much blood as you would expect from an injury like this.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you really need to let me know. And he's kind of talking to him, and kind of he hasn't got like a torch to check his eyes or anything, but he's definitely sort of talking to him, and then like a hand will pass over to see if he can check the eye pupils, if they're dilating or not, if he's all there.
It would be easier with an actual light source, but waving your hand, because it is quite. I mean, I know you've got dark vision. There's not as much of a response. Yep. It's almost as though he's just not there behind the eyes.
And he'll sort of turn to the others. He's like, "Look, we all know Philip's not very well, okay? He's got a special. He's got a very special condition where he's been blessed by saline, and this might be part of it." And he'll use a healer's kit to bandage it up. I'm not sure if he's going to recover any hit points or not, but he'll use another one of his healer's kits.
Okay.
Once
burning through these.
As you start to use it, his head shifts very slowly and looks at you. Enoch.
Yeah?
Shouldn't have taken my candle.
Oh. How did you find out?
It's okay. I forgive you. And he reaches out and pats you on the head once. And then as you are trying to tend to his arm, he just pulls away from you and moves past you to exit the wagon. I'm going to go get more firewood. Might as well use that stuff. And he points back.
Philip, go ahead.
We're going to say something, Harry.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how are you going to get more firewood?
Trees over there. And he kind of points to a very distant couple of trees in the far distance.
It's more meaning logistically, not location-wise. Just for the sake of... Okay. Do you know what, Philip? We'll see you when you get back.
Okay. Get warm. He starts walking off.
Guys, I think something's wrong with Philip.
Oh, you think?
But more than just the normal thing.
No, this is definitely new level Philip.
How did he know I took the candle?
But we were travelling for a while, and he could have checked the bag. He seemed pretty obsessed with it.
I'll check my healer's kit for the black candle. Is it still there? Yeah.
Oh.
Still there.
Okay.
So I'll run my hand along it. It's like, I still have it. And he'll kind of pause and sort of turn to Gwyn and went, "How's Val?"
Do you know, I think it's best to let him be for a while. He needs space. A lot has happened to him today. I think he's going to be either great or he may die in the next 24 hours. I don't know.
Death would probably be preferable.
Yeah, well,
What?
he's already done that once.
Well,
Well, we don't want him to die. It's the whole reason we're out here. And if we don't do that, how are we going to get paid?
This is true.
look, we'll save his daughter. He doesn't need to be alive for that.
Well, it doesn't mean we have to kill him.
I didn't say to kill him.
It sounds like you want to kill him.
Look, he has made a very, very foolish mistake. Okay? He's messed with things he doesn't understand. He's made a deal with the she, and he'll kind of nod towards the stump. He's made a deal with her. Okay? That much is obvious. And why? Because he wants to save his daughter?
Sometimes we make sacrifices for people. I'm sure you'd know that.
I mean, if he had died, I'll be honest, I would have given up.
I wouldn't have. I would have gone and saved his daughter. I would have taken her back to the circle and helped her either get back to the Feywild or to be safe. She could live as a hermit.
Is that the right thing to do, or is the thing that you think is correct?
He's made a deal with a being he does not understand.
And in the same way that you would have made a deal with the Feywild to get her back, he has made a deal to get his daughter back, no matter the price. You have made the same decision, you just didn't actually have to do it.
He's a fool.
And
I'm
so are you,
so
and so are
sick.
we all.
I'm so sick of you tall animals, and he'll just kind of storm off.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, this is a thrilling journey, isn't it?
Well, I think we should just wait and see what happens with Philip. Are we burning his arm? Because I feel like he doesn't need that back.
I mean, I don't want to touch it. I don't know about you.
I kind of want to have a look at it at least.
Well, you go ahead. I'm going to check to see if the beds are intact.
So, I'm guessing, I mean, remind me, in the stack of things that he brought with him, or that he purchased, there wasn't a shit ton of firewood or anything like that that was packed into the wagon?
No, it
There
wasn't
wasn't
loads.
lots. There was like there
Okay.
was bundles of sticks that he'd already collected.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he'd been just collecting
that's kind of what the that and the logs and stuff like that he's been collecting in the back corner of the kind of the wagon. That's kind of what his arm's resting on. I'm just trying to work out. Obviously, there's not a lot of trees around. He's gone off to some distant ones. So the fire that you've got is pretty low. I'm just working out how bright is this fire that you've got outside of the building, and how much warmth and visual coverage of the area is it giving you? Obviously, you
to
can
be
make the
fair,
fire
I was
bigger.
planning to do it inside the building, which I didn't
That's
say,
fine.
which is really not helpful. So yeah,
I thought it was in
No,
the
that-
building.
that's fine.
I
You can
assumed
have it
was,
inside the
but-
building if you want, but also keep in mind I said there are no shutters on the windows. There is no doors, so there is still light escaping, and it can still be seen at a distance. It's just
Yeah.
not out in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
just keeps the warmth in more.
yeah, that's fine. I'm just thinking for those that are, because even people with dark vision, remember it's
Black and
dim
white.
light.
It's, yeah.
yeah,
it's grey,
and you
isn't it?
are in the shadow of a mountain, which is going to be masking the sun setting off to the west. So you're going to be in darker light here. So yeah, I'm just trying to work out that. So yeah, you can do what you're going to do now. Val, I'm guessing, is still sat off. Philip is now ventured off to go and cut more wood with his
Single out.
fire axe.
Val was going to say before Gwyn makes his way back into the building to make the fire, he would call him over. He would just shout, Gwyn. But the voice again is not his. This time it sounds like Mayfair.
Oh no!
And he kind of shakes his head. He's like, "Sorry, I don't know why that happens. Can you do me a favor?"
Well, that voice isn't really helping, but yes, I can.
It's not. Sorry, I'm not doing it on purpose.
I don't imagine anybody would.
And out of his bag, I'll take out my other travel cloak, just the plain, like the black or grey one that we got given back in the city. And I'll just say, pass it over to Gwyn. Still kind of not looking at him, so it's just kind of over the back. I just go, can you just like cut a bit out of this just to make like a mask of some kind, please, just to cover a bit of my face.
Why?
Have you seen the state of me? I can't walk around like this.
I mean, I've seen people in worse conditions wandering around the city, but
I will state that, in line with his description, he either is at or is getting to the point where he is hideous enough to have a mechanical effect.
Oh.
Right.
Nosferatu.
I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it,
Oh.
because I don't know whether or not he is easing into it or if he's done his full description, but it is not a, well, I mean, you've looked better. It's a, fuck, what
Yeah.
the fuck, what?
There's a reason why he's not looking at you currently.
okay. Do you know what? Absolutely fine. If that's what you think you need, then let's go ahead.
Thank you. I know you're... I was...
Quick clarification, Gwyn. Your other form, better looker.
Whoa.
Okay. And mine literally strikes fear into the heart of others. So.
Comes with an inherent active mechanical effect, which is just why it's worth noting.
Do you have any? I know you've got this cloth. I think we have some leather somewhere. I think that may be more durable and more
I know
skin-like. So
Yeah. I know you're good with your fabrics. I've seen you stitching before, so if you could just do anything that you can, at least before I go inside to address everybody else.
Look, I'll make something for you.
Thank you. He's still just going to continue facing away. He hasn't turned around.
Cool. Yeah, I'll start designing something so that makes him look at least somewhat human. I'll try and make it. It'll take me like all night probably, but like a leather face mask, if that makes sense. So it would look like a human face.
Have you got what tool proficiencies do you have?
Weavers.
Awesome. And you've got fabrics and stuff already?
there would be some like with the packs, everything that's been purchased. So
Okay.
I
yeah,
have
not
some leather.
specific for that. Oh,
With
perfect. There you go.
with the cobbler's tools,
Yeah,
I've
so-
got some levers.
What we'll do then is it will obviously degrade over time, otherwise it's effectively just giving him a whole thing. It's not going to be that easy to negate the thing that
No, I
I've
know.
given you. But you can make a roll for it, and effectively the normal disguise check DC that you would put in place, it will supplement that for the duration. Obviously, the face is one thing, the rest of him you're not necessarily hiding with it, but it will stop an outward immediate reaction from people. It will at least solve that purpose for a while, but it's going to take you a while to actually make a mask to serve this purpose, but it'll give you something that you can do.
Yeah, Val will. He'll probably just stay outside for the night anyway. If everybody else goes inside, he's going to stay outside. But he's still got some like bandages as well. So from where he had it, the one on his arm, obviously he's got some left over. So he's going to kind of rewrap those again, just to try and hide the skin once more. But he's also going to do it the same on his other arm this time as well, and just try to cover it up as much as possible, because he's obviously he can see what he looks like at the moment, at least on his skin. So he wants to just cover it up as much as he possibly can.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what he's going to be doing most of the night, and just kind of hanging around outside.
You haven't looked at yourself yet, have you, Val?
Not face-wise. Face? Face-wise. Face. Yeah, not face he hasn't, but obviously he can feel the changes, and he has an inkling of what he's sort of looking like, but you can see on his body and everything the actual changes happening, so he's taking precautions for himself.
Okay. So that's what Val's doing. What is everyone else doing just before we start coming up towards the time where I'm guessing people are going to start looking at resting potentially?
Probably attend to the woman that's just abandoned.
Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing you brought her inside, Dronok.
Someone else.
Gwyn
Was it
brought her
Gwyn?
in.
Gwyn, yeah.
Yeah, he'll go over to her and start sort of looking her over. You know, he's got his healer's kit out, and he'll be seeing if she's wounded, and you know, because it's like, oh, we got some passed out woman. Why? What?
I
He
think
doesn't.
Dagala will
Yeah.
also move over there, sort of coming to slightly more, like less loopy, but still not fully with it. Is she okay?
I think so. I don't see any. She hasn't got a head wound like you have.
Oh, I've got a head. Oh my god, I've got a head wound. Okay.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Yeah, it's sticky. Yeah, she was trying to move her father, or the man in the square, and he was too heavy to move, and I leave her there.
You have those gauntlets of the
Oh.
giant strength.
Draenor, I know I'm strong. That thing was like in the ground. It was not moving. And she was there. They were coming. He was done for. I save. Admittedly, not with her consent, which is a bit iffy. But I got her out of there, and she faint when he chomped the father in half.
You did the right thing. You know, you've saved his child. That's what he would have wanted.
I hope so. I'm not sure she see it that way, though. I'm not so
Oh.
sure.
And he'll kind of like, do I? And he raises his hand a little bit.
Huh?
Do I wake her up?
Dagala will just grab her and shake her a bit. Hello?
It's worth noting before you do that. Remember, she was hysterical before she collapsed.
Oh, yeah.
If you
Dagala's
Okay.
concussed. He's not thinking about this. Hello? Hello? And he'll just shake her a little bit.
okay, we'll get back to that in a second.
Cool.
Cassian, where are you?
I was checking to see if any of the beds were intact in the cart.
Nope.
No.
Oh, in the cart. Yes.
In the cart, yeah.
There's the logs and stuff on top of the one that you normally sleep on. You could probably get onto the other one, but top of the roof is started to come in on top of it, so a quarter of the bed is inaccessible unless you're willing to kind of pitch your feet underneath the broken top.
This is fucking great. I've got to have to sleep with the others. Start to make my way into the house from there.
Do you change into your jammies before you come outside to us?
No.
Excellent.
I'll do it in front of people. I don't care.
Oh, we miss Cassian. So you're back inside with everyone else.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll just start getting changed.
Okay. The
Just
fire
as she
is
wakes
still
up.
low. The fire is still low. It's given some warmth, but as the sun finishes vanishing behind the mountains and darkness starts coming in, it's colder in here, weirdly, than you've had it the last few days. Where it was pleasant at night, now it's starting to get more cold, which seems ominous, but understandable given what you've just come from. The fire that you have is probably not going to last much longer, but it is still a comforting source of light, diminished as it is. Although your party, for different reasons, is currently a bit fractured, a bit split off for reasons. The wailing words.
I live
as
opposite a
she-
hospital. Sorry.
As she is, the woman is shaken by Degala. She wakes and her eyes kind of flutter and widen. When she realizes there are hands on her, she immediately pulls back and recoils. Where the bed is kind of pitched, she ends up scuttling back and hitting the corner. And although she makes solid impact with the back of her head in a way that Degala can sympathize with, she doesn't seem to really register the pain of it, and instead kind of pushes herself up into a standing position, awkwardly balanced on the slats of this hollowed out bed. She is looking wide-eyed around the room, trying to remember where she is.
It's okay. It's okay. We are friends. We friendly. Are you okay?
And there is a moment where she kind of looks at you as though she doesn't know who you are, and then there's a moment of recognition. And then her eyes go wide and her head dips, and she looks around rapidly.
They're gone.
Oh,
We're not in the city. We're outside the city. There's none of them around.
and then as she starts to move forwards, her head kind of awkwardly finding purchase, one on the bed slats, the other one in between where she almost stumbles. She lurches forward, pauses, and then is violently sick upon the ground.
Oh no.
Draenor
This
kind
is
of
why I
pat the
don't
back
like
and-
sharing a bed with room with people.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on.
Oh, I'm not a fan of that. Really, that's not nice. Are you okay, lady? I'm sorry for what happened before. We try to save, but
What's your name, human?
Ginny.
Ginny? Ginny, we're outside of Beldrin, okay? We're far away from those things.
Exactly, you're safe with us.
I'm
Degala.
sorry.
I am Degala. This is Draenog, and over there, half naked, that's Cassian.
He's just poo bearing it at the moment.
Incredible.
We're
Well, I've just got the theme song playing in the back of my head now. Cassie's just there like, hello.
You're welcome.
Ginny, we're sorry, okay? We tried. Was it your father? We tried.
I couldn't move him. I'm so sorry.
To stay.
You're safe now, and that's what he would have wanted, right?
Yes, and I'm sorry you saw what you saw. It was...
She lifts a finger to stop. In a moment of just no, stop. And then
Okay.
she pitches forward slightly as though she's about to be sick again.
I'll nod again.
And stops.
Ginny, do you know where they came from? Were they from the solitary mountain?
We're from the mines.
The mines. I think I saw we were able to destroy some of them. The water, it affected them. Did you know that? Well, I saw. Was there a stone inside of them? Is that what you found? Is that what the town found? The stones?
I don't know what they found. It's the increased demand. We had to use tunnels we haven't used before. Couldn't keep up.
It's okay. The humans in the city wanting you to dig too deep, pushing you too far. It's okay. We know how we can help them. You know, if we can flood the mines, it's okay. It's all okay.
She kind of she's looking at you. She's hearing what you're saying, but it's like there's a shut off where the emotions are kind of pitched up to a degree where she can't process anything. She's hearing the stimuli, but she is slowly moving back into the corner of the room.
I'll take out my water skin and hand it to her. Just drink up. It's okay. We have beds, we have water, we have food. You're okay.
Drainog. Do me a persuasion check.
This would be a real bad time for Val to walk in. Look at how he looks now.
Oh, sorry, I gave myself a +2 there rather than the. Pretty sure it's just a +1.
I also want to apologise to anyone
+1.
watching who, for me dipping out of that to have to mute for laughter. Callum sent us something in our.
We have a private chat.
Yes. It was incredible.
That's 10. As he tries to just kind of calm her a little bit and just kind of normalizing the situation. That kind of primal instinct of shelter, everything's fine. There's no current danger. We're all fine.
He reaches out and takes the water skin. The smile that she gives you is kind of almost reflexive, as though she picks up on the tone of your voice. But it's a hollow kind of expression, more just one that's given from a lifetime of kind of, whatever thought she's currently wrestling with is dividing her attention in a significant way. And as she kind of takes the water skin, she almost nurses it, and then just kind of slides down the corner of the room and just sits there, staring at one of the bed slats. And then she brings her knees up, and then she just folds her head in, and then there's no shaking, there's no rocking of the body, there's no sobbing. But it's the absence of it that is notable in that you almost feel... wrong way to put it, but she'd almost feel less broken if she was at the stage where she could cry. Whatever she's experiencing is beyond tears.
Yeah.
And she just goes still.
She's not quite ready to feel human again. Yeah.
So, where is everyone else now?
Digala will have moved away and just sat by the fire.
Okay.
Probably
I
got my
think,
pants on now, and I'm trying to find the most comfortable place.
More comfortable now you got the pants on. Gwyn's waiting to see if Philip returns. Kind of like a wife standing on the porch, watching the husband come back from the ranch.
Tapping your foot.
I just cannot see him in the darkness, though. I'm just trying to hear if there's any like sounds of chopping wood coming from a distance or anything.
Okay. Do a perception check for me with disadvantage.
Chopping wood with a little hand axe. You're just going to come back with a bunch of kindling and twigs.
Yeah.
He's only little. That's big for him.
Somehow chopped off his other arm in the process. He's like,
That's 12. Oh wait, no, sorry, no, it's not. It's not. It's 9. I forgot disadvantage.
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
Oh, you might as well have said that one.
Yeah.
You can't. I'm worried about all these messages that are going on.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's all good.
I've just seen them. While this is all going on, you're looking out across the fields, and the ideal place for him to have gone would have been west, because the positioning is such where you can oversee most of the valley and the runoff towards the mountain pass. Off towards the east, the ground is either level or higher. So if he has gone up and over an undulation, it wouldn't be possible to see him. But with the light as bad as it is, you struggle to see him anyway. And even if you could see subtle movements on the horizon, you're not sure if that'd make you feel better or worse, given everything. But you can't hear any sounds of chopping wood. You can't hear any noises like that. But there is a gentle warmth from behind you in the building. Without any doors or windows, it glows out and kind of lights the area where you stand. But it's a diminished light, and as it's getting darker around you, you are uncomfortably aware or reminded just how little you can see in the dark. And the chill picks up. And unconsciously, it feels as you feel that urge to kind of draw your fabrics and your clothes around yourself more tightly. You can't see or hear Philip.
Folks, I know it's probably unwise, but we've not seen Philip for quite a while now. Obviously, he's gone a bit of a distance. I'm not sure if you saw where he went. He went over that way. But I don't know if he's in a state where he'll be able to come back on his own. I may go try and find him.
Gwyn, it's too dark.
Well, I could take a...
You'll get lost.
I could take a not torch, what they're called.
A lantern. We have lanterns on guard. I mean, are you sure you want to go alone?
Well, Val, I won't be able to see your face. Do you want to come with?
Why? What's wrong with Val's face?
He's
What's
fine,
happened to
don't worry.
Val's face?
No, he's
Just
fine.
shouting
Val,
this
where are
outside.
you?
I'm outside.
Come
But
in.
yes, how far did he go, Ty? Because I'm just outside of the wall. I'm not inside, but I'm like basically just on the outside of the building.
Since where you saw him wander off, do a perception check for me.
I do have.
With advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say further.
Oh, no,
now.
not for that. For...
Oh, okay. Other things. Okay. Perception 14. 15.
Okay. You can't see him. You know the direction he wandered off. But there is a pull. Not in the direction where he was walking, but the wagon itself.
Okay.
It's almost like an instinctive kind of, when you're reaching and trying to look out for where he's gone. The only thing that kind of strikes you as a kind of impression is the wagon.
I'll get up and I'll say to sort of Gwyn, or just shout back to Gwyn, just let me check something real quick and then we can go look for him.
Okay. Yeah. Can you grab a lantern from the
From
the cart if you the wagon if you're going there?
Yeah. I'll go over to the wagon and I'll go and check into the back.
The wagon is still empty. There is just a pile of wood there, neatly piled on the lower bed where Cassian normally sleeps. And the audacity is that it is currently taken up by this stack of logs and twigs in a neat pile. The rest of the place is in disarray from the flight. And the damage from the ceiling is kind of cracked in toward one corner, so it looks as though the wagon starts out level closest to you and then goes down on the slant towards the front.
Do I still feel the pull anywhere?
Yeah.
In a certain area of the wagon, or just the wagon?
Arcana.
Roll Arcana, oh boy. I'm okay. I'm Arcana. 15 again.
15? On the bed.
I will go to the bed.
There is a sensation of familiarity there which you haven't had before, but it feels like needles on the inside of your skin as you look upon the pile of logs.
Can I see anything on the logs?
From the ends, there is almost like sap. There's nothing on the logs.
I think I will start moving the logs off the bed.
Okay. As you start to move them, there is a impression you get in your head, and Cassian also picks up on this. Where he is inside, currently Winnie the Poohing, he gets this strong whimper of it hurts. Where is everyone? This is a voice which comes into your head, voice of Philip, as your hand touches the logs. And as you glance back out the way that Philip had previously wandered, you look across the flooring as you move back towards and you place your hand upon the woods, the wood of the wagon. Your hand comes away from spotches of what looks to be almost bloody handprints, but when your hand comes away, it's sap.
What the heck?
We'll end it there.
Oh,
What the heck? Philip made of wood?
What?
Yeah, what if
Oh, James,
Philip-
you're muted.
Philip may be a wetchel kind.
Is Philip the pile of wood?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What the heck?
God. Oh, chopping
so-
noises and shaking from previous.
Yeah.
Oh,
Then who was the other Philip that just... Oh my god.
who was
The
that?
one from the story.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Oh, shit. Okay. Fair enough. Thank you, Titus. That was...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my God. That was a tense session as well.
Yeah.
So, but you are out and free to a degree. At the time, we'll say now it's probably. Well, I mean, without trying to work it back and do loads of bookkeeping, we'll say it's about 2,200 now, just for
Okay.
ease of reference. It's gone dark quicker because you're in close proximity to the mountains. We've not had any rests yet. We'll get to that start of next session.
All right. Oh, damn. What the fuck has happened to Val? Like, what are you now?
Lots of things. We will discover as we go, I guess.
Sounds like Val's been cursed.
Oh God.
Val's been cursed. Philip's been cursed.
Philip is a curse.
Philip is a curse.
He has been from start.
No. All the stuff that's going on with Philip, I will obviously discuss with Ryan when he's back. I just don't want to pester him with stuff, but I've been rolling for everything and stuff. So if you are watching this, Ryan, and think that I'm just running roughshod over your character, I am honestly not. I'm keeping it in line with things, and I'll go into detail with you when you are able to come back. Details about what's gone on and stuff like that.
It's a good thing I didn't use any of his body to make that fire.
That would have been bad. Oh shit! I
really
didn't thought about that.
Yeah. So.
Or I hope I didn't.
I mean, you were invited to.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
But yeah, to clarify, it wasn't me neglecting to mention that there was a bloody arm on top of the pile. There wasn't an arm on top of that pile.
Yeah.
So we will end it there. Well, any questions and stuff, you guys can shoot it over to me. Thank you everybody for watching. As always, as mentioned earlier, the VOD for this stream will be out on this session. Sorry, will be out Wednesday. I believe it's 5. It goes live, isn't it? 1700
GMT on YouTube and Spotify.
And then our lore dungeon from the amazing Leo will go out on Friday. I was going to say Wednesday. On Friday. And then we should be back as normal next Sunday to pick this up and see what craziness follows. But you're out of immediate danger. You survive it. I mean, that combat was fucking...
It was brutal.
That was more than what I was expecting when I wanted to save just an old man.
Well, the thing is, when I was... Because, like... I tried to stress when you went in there, the size of the city, the fact that bells went off, and then the whole town went silent, suggesting that everyone everywhere was staying silent and not moving. And then as soon as you were like, I was like, shit.
That's like dangling a toy in front of a baby for Callum.
This is the beautiful thing about Sandbox. I mean, he went in line with his alignment and the rest of it, but the thing is, this is another example of a scenario where you were honestly had far more chucked at you than you should have, and yet you still managed to negate past it. So,
well, sort of. Callum's character is irrevocably changed.
Yeah.
The only kind of, I mean, I use quotes here because it's not this, but the only kind of fail scenario for D&D is a TPK. Let's face it, and even that's not even really a failed scenario. It's just the end to a story. But the fact that you guys went down, and you didn't die apart from one instance of that. But even then, that was just shit luck with the rolls.
Yeah.
That natural. If it hadn't been for the natural one, someone probably would have gotten to him before he went down. Drainog.
Literally the next second he was there. So yeah.
Yeah. So be sure to keep your exhaustion levels and stuff noted. Also, make a note to remind me whether or not you're going to be sleeping in armor or not. I need to start being stricter with that. We haven't had a rest yet, so all of your items and stuff we'll go over next time. But thank you very much, guys, for joining me here. You guys, players, and everybody at home that might have been watching, and those that are going to watch us on Wednesday. Thank you very much, guys.
Brilliant. We'll see you on Sunday. Thank you, everyone.
See you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.